flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Actually, he flips the conversation. He goes, I've noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.
Alrighty then. Alright, so let's go ahead and recap the last session. Let me find where I stopped. And there we are. As you guys had been in Espivania, dealing with finding the rest of your team, getting all together, trying to head in direction that, spell-wise, you knew lead you back to Cydia, as you guys are definitely not in Ixia or Cydia at the time, so you guys are trying to head back, realizing that you were very far away, but not sure how far. You guys came across a boat that was careened into the rocks and sand and long ago left. Nothing decent inside, at least as far as you could tell. Guys made your way to the forest to possibly encounter some humanoid individuals and find out where, when, and what happened. As you got to the forest, you didn't see anything right away, but as you guys were discussing on the edge of it, were under attack by a group of bugbears. Luckily, someone in your group spoke Goblin and was able to quell the situation quickly, as they let you know that you guys were in the country of Espivania, and that they had never even heard of Cydia. This led you guys to the conclusion, you know what, we're going to have to take our Hail Mary and use Kaporn's teleportation circle. Kaporn chose between the two, and you guys found yourselves at some sort of stone and marble castle. Interesting things lined the walls and tables in the room that you guys had found yourselves in. And as you looked out the window, saw that it was pitch black outside for many miles, but after that, lightness. With only one door leading out of here, you guys made your way to it before you started to hear metal clinging upon the stone flooring somewhere nearby. This made you all apprehensive as you started to slowly make your way out, with Racha heading it up, noticing some mildly ambulatory skeletons in armor and bow, kind of just keeping position, some slightly moving. You guys tried to sneak past them, but ultimately got too close and alerted said skeletons. Racha trying to feign zombie-like appearance, but didn't work. The battle was underway as a trove of skeletons came towards you all, and you mostly dispatched them pretty quickly, but not too long into the battle, came across what was making that noise from earlier. A massive metallic spider-looking creature quickly infiltrated the ranks of the skeleton horde as you guys started to battle it, as well as taking the errant attack from a skeleton from behind or an arrow from far away. Eventually, all the skeletons were cleaned up, but Rachaw was left incapacitated by this metal spider, taken upon his back, and dragged off into another room. Before you guys could get to him, they, best way to call it, zerped away, as they were no longer Rachaw or the creature in visual range, but more skeletons had shown up. Dispatching those and deciding to go further into the castle, as I believe it was Kuporin reached out to Rachaw, trying to figure out where he might have been, Rachaw giving a couple clues. You guys then battled with these interesting black smoke humanoid monsters, which were severely wreaking havoc upon the group, but eventually pushed past them and further down into this castle. It was when you guys were rounding a corner, Nori leading, she accidentally tripped a trap. And some stone, impacted stone, a decent amount of distance away, but with the echoing, only Bryn was able to kind of pinpoint where things came from. As you all decided, maybe we shouldn't go the way that the stone hit the stone, you guys started to go off in the opposite direction, but Kuporin decided, let me go check it out. As he peered around the corner towards the direction that he was told, another metallic, spider-like creature was slowly creeping towards the group, pretty much incapacitating Kuporin directly, taking him upon his back and skittering away. As the group tried to go after them, they noticed that 7 rust monsters were now careening and galloping towards the group. Seemingly, the actual effect of the trap was releasing them. This made people make some tough decisions and decided to nope on out of there. As you guys started to barrel your way towards the double doors that you were originally going for, basically figuring that Kuporin would probably go to whoever Rachaw is, and hopefully they could find both of them. Getting through the doors, they were able to barricade and close it just before the rust monsters were upon them. But sorry, I was like inches or centimeters away from biting my tongue again. But the rust monsters were slowly eating their way through the door that was holding it closed. Some quick thinking and some spell casting between mainly Rashi and Nori. First, wolves were created, and then a wall of fire, as one by one the rust monsters made their way through and were felled. This left them chasing the one last retriever that they had seen going down the halls. And, well, after a little bit of exploration, not too long after, and sacrificing a few more wolves to certain traps that got sprung, the group found themselves in some storerooms. Some of the dusting on the floor giving way to that same creature, that the footprints in the original room that they had came into also seemed to have gone down around here. Checking pretty much every door in different rooms that they could, making sure not to trip any traps. They ended up going through one that seemed just a bit different than the rest, having an interesting lion knocker on the front. Opening the door, seeing nothing inside, Bryn stood back as Nori decided to bravely walk forward into the room. And thus, they were then under a barrage of the metallic spider once again, as it was laying in wait above the door for someone to walk through. The group battled ferociously against this spider, knocking it down as it tried to keep crawling back up the sides of the wall, but Bryn hardly keeping it in place. You guys had just felled this creature, though you guys are looking very beat up at this point. Bryn decided to walk to the staircase that had been at the end of this room, just gingerly looking over the edge, trying to see if she could see anything from underneath. And as she does so, she notices another metallic spider hanging upside down on the ceiling at the mouth of the staircase going down. And that's where we're at. Let's go ahead and roll initiative. You guys broke for just a second, so we need to roll new initiatives.
Continuing my trend from last game, just getting better and better.
I continually just get worse and worse.
25 to 20. Oh, let me roll for Rush. All right. Rush, you got a 16. Okay, so 19 to 15.
Emmerich has an 18.
And Rashi got 16.
Amric, what's your dex?
0. So I'm pretty sure it goes first.
All right. Bryn?
I got a 14.
Is that everybody? Oh, Nori. What did Nori get?
I got a 7.
Alrighty then. So, at the top of the round, we do have the Retriever. It's looking directly at you, Bryn. So, Bryn, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, and it's only attacking me?
Correct.
$17?
And do you add your shield to that?
I don't know which one it is. It's always confusing to me. So I guess, is it 13 then? Or 14?
Sorry, what was that? I was doing math.
Yeah, I think I think your shield feat lets you add your shield bonus to some kind of dex save.
So then is that +2 or 3? Because I know that I think in the equipment it says it's a, I don't know. The shield confuses me.
Pulling it up now, 1 second.
So the armor class for the
It
shield is
says-
+2, and then it says you also gain a +1 bonus to AC.
If you are incapacitated, you can add your shield's AC bonus to any dex saving throw you make against effects that only target you.
So can I ask, is that +2, +1, +3?
You would get +3.
Okay. So then 14.
14?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you don't get advantage, but you rolled with advantage. Alright. That is a fail. So you take 35 points of force damage. As that blue beam of energy just... You guys only kind of see Bryn, like, stop as she looks over. And as she's turning to say something, pulling up her shield, that blue bolt of energy just impacts her. You still up?
Yes, I am.
Alright. So with that, creature is going to drop down from being on top ceiling, which takes 5 feet to let go. Oh goodness.
It doesn't want to fight us.
No, the stupid level manipulator. All right. Finally. Okay, so 2 attacks at you, Bryn. First one's only 15. Second one is a 24.
First one misses, second one hits.
Sure I got that right. Yeah. Alright, cool. I was just making sure I had it right. That's 2d8. 6, 13, 19 points of slashing damage.
Alright, well, Bryn's down.
Alright, Bryn goes unconscious. That ends the retriever's turn, bringing us to Emmerich. Now, this is the
well-
retriever you guys had fucked up initially, so it still has wear and tear across its body.
Amrick's pretty fucked up, but with only one choice, he's going to rush and swing with his longsword twice.
Go for it.
Natural 1, and then 28.
Roll a d4 for me.
4.
Okay, you do not hit unconscious Bryn.
For that second swing, if it still hits.
No,
then
you
I will-
threw your sword.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's literally like the blood and the sweat soaking your hands as you run up and swing and just kind of like whoop and just ting 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 ting. It's now currently on the stairs.
How much movement would I have left?
You did 10 to get there. It would be 10 to go get it. So you'd still have 10 feet after.
So I'll go get it, and then I'll move back. And this time I'll move to where will possibly be flanking. If someone else goes into melee combat with it.
Well, Bryn's unconscious body's taking up that space, so here is probably your best flanking position.
Alright, and then I guess I have nothing else to do, so I guess I'll take that second swing.
Go for it.
Again. 14.
14 misses, unfortunately. And you needed to use your bonus action to pick up your weapon, so you staying there?
I don't have any bonus actions left anyway.
Alright, sounds good. That's gonna go ahead and bring us to Rashi, Bryn. Nori's on deck. Rashi still technically has her spiritual weapon up, so she's gonna move that over. I think I actually have a hammer somewhere. That's going to be floating up in the air, so Nori, you could get right there if you wanted to. But she's going to use her bonus action to move that over, and going to attack with the mace with advantage because of Amric. The 19 does hit. 12 points of damage. Alright, and that's going to end Rashi's turn, bringing us down to Bryn. Go ahead and give me a death save. Nora, you're up. As a fail.
And Nori's just gonna run up and heal Bryn.
Alright.
Not much, but I'm running real low on spells. And that was Cure Wounds, so I would have run up to her, and then... Can I just whack the spider with my claws?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Only a 15.
Fortunately, that does not hit. I am sorry.
It's the end of Nori's turn.
He's posting up there. Okay, and Nori's turn brings us to the retriever. Bryn, you are unconscious. You are conscious now. Going to have Nori go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 9, ladies and gentlemen.
You are paralyzed.
Oh.
It is going to grab you, put you on its back. Take its. Well, before it does that, it's going to take its attack at Amric. That's his 26 to hit.
I have 4 HP. I'm down.
Alright, you are unconscious. Now, because it's got to use one of its attacks to grab and put you on the back, so its second attack puts you on the back. And both Bryn and Rashi will get opportunity attacks.
Is this thing like strapping her down or just like placing her somewhere, I guess?
It's literally taking, because it only walks with 6 of its legs, but it has 2 other ones that it uses to attack with. So it literally grabs her and puts her on its back and holds it there with one of its 4 legs.
Gotcha.
But you also get an opportunity attack, Bryn. Rashi's hits for 6 damage.
Be a natural one for me.
Bryn's about to repay the favor.
Go ahead and
Do I get hit?
go ahead and roll a d6. Now there's 3 possible people to hit. Luckily, you hit Rashi. So go ahead and roll damage.
She hasn't been hit once this entire thing,
No,
has
she
she?
got hit twice. It just never ate through her temporary hit points. Alright, 15 points of damage to Rashi. Actually, 11
I'm
points
like,
because she's fire resistant.
Well, and have I guess in the last round
Yeah,
with my
Bryn,
sword.
yeah,
Oh.
your sword was on the whole time.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Rashi finally takes some actual damage. Okay, so with that, the creature is going to... It's currently doing an interesting... I don't know if you guys have ever seen a spider go through a smaller hole than you think it could fit through. But the foreleg actually kind of like takes Nori off its back and holds it forward as all of its legs kind of turn in on itself as it starts to crawl through the doorway. Alright, ending the retriever's turn. It's technically in the doorway right now. Amric, you are up.
13 for my death saving throw.
That is a success. Ending Amric's turn, Rashi is up. For you, Amric. Unfortunately, the spider's currently holding you outside the doorway, Nori, or else Rashi would have ran up and Lesser Restorationed you. But since she did that, she's got to... She's gonna burn a Sacred Flame, so that's a dex save from the creature. Oh, that might have failed. Never mind, that is a 16. So, the creature's fine. Rashi is going to get in melee with it, so she gets an opportunity attack, and end her turn. Bryn, you're up.
Alright, Bryn's gonna go up and swing at this thing.
Swing, swing.
First one's a no, 12. It's a 27 for a crit.
That'll hit. How do you want to do this?
I mean, is it big enough that I can just like stab it in its like thorax in the middle of its back?
Yep.
Or is that too big?
Sorry, multiple tabs. I mean, the creature is a larger creature. It takes a 2x2 square. So you wanted to stab it in the
Yeah.
thorax and do what?
Yeah, I want to just like just like pierce it.
Just kind of pierce the abdomen.
Exactly.
So, Bryn kind of like runs up, turning the sword sideways and just skewering the spider creature and just sending it through the abdomen, and just until Nori, you're kind of just all like paralyzed up, and you just see the end of the blade kind of come out the face of this spider creature. And if you could move, you'd be like, ugh, but you can't. In your head, you go, ugh, but that's about it before you get slumped to the ground as this creature's body's just starting to let out excess viscous green and blue fluid. Smells an awful lot like oil, and with Bryn's sword, starts to slightly smoke.
That's fun. I'm gonna take that out real quick.
Yep. Slowly kind of evaporates the liquid that stays on your sword.
Emmerich wakes up from Rosh's healing and starts to sit up with his sword, and he sees that Bryn's killed it, and he just lays back down.
After a few moments, Nora, you are no longer paralyzed.
I hate these fucking spiders.
Tell me about it.
Let's go down the spooky hole.
Alright.
If Koparan and Rachel aren't down here, I'm going to stab something.
Orin and Rachar aren't down here. I think we're going to die.
That too, honestly.
So the first thing you guys come down to is a set of iron doors that are off to your right. It's like an in and an out. On the other side, you see what looks to be a bunch of separated cells, as well as the hallway down in front of you kind of extends on to darkness, really.
Do we hear any sounds of a bird and a very loud bard?
Everyone's being quiet right now.
Emmerich will check the doors, I suppose.
They seem to be locked.
Do we have any way to get through these?
No, this is Rachel's area of expertise.
How well is the door still structurally there? Does it seem like me and Bryn might be able to take it down?
And give me an investigation check. Fuck,
The
it looks like
door.
it was built yesterday.
That's perfect.
Can I do an investigation check?
Sure.
I guess with, and not investigation, but I think perception to see if anybody's in those closed up rooms or from what we could see.
Sure, make a perception check.
Okay.
I got a 15 for investigation.
They look like metal doors.
No signs of rust on these things?
No. Doesn't look like they're made for rusting.
And then I got a 14 for perception.
As far as you can tell, just the same windy kind of tunnel sound is happening throughout the entirety of this underchamber. You see the two torches that are on the wall off to the far side, as well as a few different chains and manacle positions that are up against the different walls, probably for a holding area as cells get opened. But Nori, you start to notice just a little bit of sobbing coming from inside the cells.
Is it a familiar sobbing or is it a new sobbing?
It's a familiar sobbing.
Perrin, you doing okay there, bud?
Great, Racha. Now I'm hearing Nori's voice.
Are you guys okay?
Wait, Nori?
Yes, it's me.
All of a sudden, as you guys are looking in, you just see a Belladala get shoved through the, not the first cell, but the second cell. And Kapoor kind of just shakes it. We're over here!
Racha, have you been able to pick any of the locks? Because... I don't know.
Magic.
I guess my Arcana is absolute trash. Can I try to see if there's... I did stock Detect Magic. Let's do that. Let's do Detect Magic.
Okay. 10 minutes, ritual cast?
We'll just do normal cast. I don't want to sit here any longer than we have to.
Alright. So you cast Detect Magic. Not only the doors in front of you, but the doors to each one of the cells emanates magic. Decently strong ones, too.
So, like, from that, would I know that Dispel Magic might not work? Or that I would have to roll for it?
To the effect of it's probably higher level spells that are keeping these things locked, so it'd be a higher level of Dispel Magic.
Nori's gonna call out, I can sense the magic, and it's strong. I'm not sure how well this is going to go, breaking it wise. And I don't have very many spells left. How far does it look like the bars extend into the ground?
You have no idea. These are solid stone cutouts, so you're guessing they're probably created around the metal bars. If they're gonna go through the process of putting a high level enchantment on it, they're probably gonna make sure that they're not just tiny little pieces of like rebar that go down.
I'm guessing if Amric were to look up and down the hall, there's no spots where the stone wall is crumbling at all.
There's portions of like mortar that have started to come out of the walls in different stone areas, but for the actual cell itself, it doesn't, like the wall that these the doors that you guys are looking at right now, that wall seems to be perfectly pristine. Rashi, being a Forge Domain cleric, starts to run her hands up and down the metal of the doors. It kind of like pushes on the portion where it would be technically considered a lock. Kind of looking around and looking at how the thing was made. Then she ends up walking back up the stairs behind you guys. You guys start to hear king, 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 king. And she comes back with one of the legs of the spider. And she shoves it into the lock hole for the door, and it opens up.
Good job, Rashi.
It doesn't want to open.
What happened?
We make it work. But now I'm not sure where I threw Rashi. Hold on.
Rashi unlocks the door, and then him in the leg, or her in the leg, finish. Hear that same little build-up sound that we heard earlier.
So you guys can see now that the Kaporn and Racha cells quaint and cozy. But you hear Racha, but Racha, have you come down from your corner post yet?
I'm probably, after hearing Nori's voice, I would be.
Okay. So you guys go around the corner and you see both of them kind of just standing there. Rashi kind of holds the metal leg, like, who's first?
Unlock Racha, he's been in here longer.
I need Rashi to... She takes 20 points of acid damage as she inserts the leg of the spider. The door, right where the tip of the spider leg actually goes into the lock, it just kind of shoots forth a bit of acrid dust out towards Rashi, seemingly some sort of failsafe to make sure that it's not some organic creature that is trying to open this up. She's still fine, but that sucked, guys. I don't know if I want to open the next one.
I can't do it.
Racha, do you still have your mage hand?
Well,
Weighs more than 10 pounds.
Damn it.
Yeah, I was pausing because I wasn't exactly sure how to say that.
Yeah, like Rashi is decently strong, so she's not really having too much of a problem with it, but it's like a good 60 pounds of metal.
And Nori can't carry that, and all of us are very low on HP.
I mean, I'll
is
do it.
Racha's
as
door
long as-
open?
Yeah, but just doors.
Can I check the other door for whatever sort of mechanism set off the acid?
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Since they're all saying like I can't do it, I'm like, I'll do it, but if that hits me like it hit you, Rashi, then I'm down. I'll be unconscious.
Or like holds up her hands with healing magic.
Looking at the thing, you're guessing that probably whatever is magical that you were having a hard time picking is also the ignition point for this acid. So it's not a mechanical thing, it's a magical thing.
Gotcha. Racha will take the thing from Rashi's hands and then sort of shoo everybody out from the room.
Go ahead and give me a dex save.
I was gonna say, can I like, is it possible to reach it from around the corner in my own cell and like
Oh no,
pop it?
definitely not.
Okay.
Rashi was only able to get like a foot and a half of this leg.
Gotcha. I'd still be trying to stand to the side so that the blast like goes by me instead.
Okay. Unfortunately, as you kind of like reach out as far as you can, holding this thing and shove the end of it into the cell, kind of like putting your thumb over a faucet, kind of shoots the acid out into multiple different directions. Luckily, not getting any of your friends, but it does kind of spurt back and catch you. "16 points of acid damage."
And sort of like cough a little from the acrid smell and be like, got it.
Good job. Now, can you please leave?
I think we may need to rest first. I know it's
That's
not
Kapoor
ideal,
healing you, Racha.
but I don't know if we're gonna make it much further in this state.
You have a point.
Hurt people that way. And I'll gesture towards the direction I heard the thing from.
There's someone here?
Now that it's getting pointed out to you, your passive perception can pick it up, Nori. You hear heavy footfalls. But for you, Racha, since you know what to listen out for, you haven't been hearing those heavy footfalls recently. And now you know why. At the end of the hall, Nori, you see where'd he go? A 10-foot tall creature with chains dragging behind it from manacles around its wrists and legs. On top of its back are what looks to be javelins, spears, pikes, long swords, and different other weapons from long past, all jutting out from it in different directions. Currently, on a couple of these jutting metallic weapons, there's 3 bodies of skeletons. One of them is currently trying to pull itself off from this creature, while the other 2 are just kind of lying there on it. It is now seeing you all, as it has been slowly moving towards the noises that everyone's been making as quietly as it can. but it looks at you. Amric being the closest. And it's going to take off into a sprint towards you all. Alright, let's roll initiative. Alright, 25 to 20. 19 to 15.
Preparing got a 15.
14 to 10.
Nori got a 13.
I was at 11.
Ten to 5.
And we're going 9.
Bryn?
Yeah, I got a 3. Rashi has a higher dex though, but she got a natural 1.
Alrighty then. The cadaver collector goes first. Alright, Amric is going to pull out one of its javelins and throw it at you. It's got disadvantage because it's past its initial range, but that makes it an 18 to hit.
If its damage modifier is more than +6, I go down.
It is +6.
I go down.
Okay. That's literally a 1 I rolled on the die, too. Alright, so this creature, as it's starting to get closer, you don't see any body to it. There's no skin. It looks like this is another metallic construct as well. Though it doesn't look to be of the same make as the spiders were. But javelin gets thrown in the direction, kind of hitting Amric in the right shoulder and kind of spinning him back as he falls down. That's going to end his turn, bringing us to Kaporin.
I would really appreciate that mantle of majesty right about now.
Too bad he's not here to play it, huh? Mantle of Majesty wouldn't work on the unconscious person, so he's going to heal the unconscious person. So that's at you, Amric.
Amric is very much getting flashbacks to the grubs right about now.
Okay. And he's gonna hold his action to pop off a spell from his loot in case he actually sees it through the opening of you guys right now. So if it gets within melee range, he's gonna pop it. Alright, ending dwarfs or Nor, you're up. Shaw, you're on deck.
Nori just looking so tired. Just like, God damn it. How fast was this thing? Just give me an idea.
It's hard to tell. Doesn't seem extremely... Not as fast as the spiders.
And question, can a direwolf fit through these doors?
Direwolf's considered large?
Yes.
No.
Curse these spiders. Alright. Nora just yells out, "Are we running?" Waiting for a response.
Okay. So you're ending your turn?
No, just yelling at "Are we running?" and then preparing a spell.
Alright, what are you preparing?
We're gonna prepare lightning bolt because that's what I've got.
Alright, lightning bolt prepared and ready. Okay, bring us to Racha. Emmerich on deck.
I mean, it's an option, and he'll just sort of shrug, and like as he shrugs, spends a key point to like throw out his wings, and then
Giving Kapoor a
Sets-
little pat on the head.
and will kind of impose himself as best he can between the two, himself and the other thing, because everybody else looks way more hurt than he does, and take the dodge action as everybody starts to back up, hopefully.
40 or 50 feet?
40.
Alright, that puts you right next to Emmerich. Okay. Taking a dodge action, Emmerich, you're up. Rashi's on deck.
Emmerich is he'll say preferably let's run, and he'll be heading back up the stairs.
Okay. Dashing?
Yeah, for this first turn, let's dash.
Emmerich falls into the void.
For some reason, it's like saying... For some reason, it deleted like that whole portion of stairs, so I can't drag anybody up. All right, so Emmerich has turned around and ran and dashed up.
Yep, and he will end his turn there.
Rashi is up with Bryn on deck.
Does that mean I can run, or did my spell holding take up that whole thing?
You were holding your spell as your reaction, so you can't hold your movement. Okay, so there's the way the DMPC plays, and then there's the way the PC plays. Okay. Rashi I rolled for it, and Rashi's gonna say, really think we're gonna be able to get away from this thing if it can teleport like the other ones? And so she is going to cast... She's going to reach out to you, Bryn, and cast Death Ward. And just as she does it, she just kind of looks at you like, we ain't fucking going anywhere.
Well, after that, Nori's gonna step off to the side and cast Lightning Bolt.
Alright, go ahead. Dex save.
Hoping this man is not dexterous.
No, he is not. That's only a 9.
Hooray! He fails!
$34 points of damage.
$34 and any, in a 100-foot line, and any flammable objects on him catch on fire. It's not relevant, but I think it'd be funny.
Unfortunately, yeah, there's not. I mean, like the hilts of some swords catch on fire and whatnot, but unaffected. Nothing on his actual person. It's all kind of just stuff that's sticking off.
Does it look like it hurt him, or is this another, like, half damage from elemental stuff?
It looked like it did good damage. Alright. So that was your reaction. Rashi, after casting that, is going to go ahead and move her spiritual weapon down a little bit more. And then she's just gonna post up, not, she'll post up. Okay. Bring us down to Bryn.
And how far is it, ish? That's close.
From you, 55 feet.
Alright, I'd really like to make this a little sticky note on my computer. Two-handed to two-handed switch is...
It takes an action to do that.
Okay, yeah, don't worry.
Because it's
Yeah.
like stowing two different
Yeah.
things and pulling two different things.
Yeah, no, it makes sense every time you say it. It's just not sticking in the brain, apparently.
I mean, if you want to throw your shield and sword on the floor, I would give it a bonus action to swap to your bow. But that also means it would be a bonus action to pick up your shield and sword next turn. And you'd have to toss your bow too. So it's like if you want to keep the stuff on you, it takes a while to change everything.
Yeah, like I said, it makes sense when you say it.
Yeah.
Just not sticking in the brain.
If I was a player, I'd love to be the person who's just throwing their shit all over the battlefield. Fuck it, I don't need this. Anyone check in with Kapoor and see where he's at? What would you like to do?
Yeah. She's gonna move her 35 feet. And then I'm gonna hold my attack action. No. He just threw something at Emmerich. So he's not necessarily coming closer.
You can hold a dodge action.
Alright, we'll hold the dodge action. I like
Okay.
that, thank you.
Yep, so you're sitting there. Disadvantage on any attacks against you. Alright, that brings us to the Cadaver Collector. Oh, I did forget something. It has advantage on any saving throws. Forgot about that. For the lightning bolt. That's a 15.
That failed!
Okay, so it's still good. Alright, so, on its turn... It's gonna get right there and make 2 slam attacks against you, Bryn. First one is going to be a 17 to hit.
Isn't it disadvantaged?
Oh, yes, it is. Correct. That's a 13 to hit. Second attack.
Either way, yeah. Either way, they missed.
Second attack. It's 2 natural 19s for a 29 to hit.
That's unfortunate. Is it more than 10? Because if it's 10 or more, I'm down.
It's 13 points of damage.
Great.
But
but you're
death
not.
pops you back
Yeah.
up.
So you.
Oh, that's right. I have
go
1 hit
unconscious.
point.
Yeah, and then you come back to 1 hit point. So it's like you get slammed and you like black out for a second before and kind of catch yourself before you fall. This creature was like about to like turn and forget about you as you started to fall. Then he was like, "Wait a minute," but that ends his turn, bringing us to Kaporn with Nori on deck. That was a lot of fucking dice that just got rolled all over that screen. Okay. Where... Is it an attack or is it a save?
Lightning bolt is
Okay.
an attack roll.
That's what I thought.
You rolled a 23.
That was
That was the
damage.
damage.
So it'd just be his whatever the loot does, it'll just be spellcasting modifier bonuses.
It hits.
So.
It was weird that it just like rolled the damage instead. Okay, so that hits. So the creature is now glowing with energy, and the next attack has advantage on it. And 23 points of damage. Born is going to now use Mantle of Majesty. We'll do this from the top of the... everyone's within 60 feet of him, so he can do it to everybody, except Amric, because he can't see Amric. Top is going to be Nori. Would you like to move anywhere?
Why does it have to be me first?
I'm just using the initiative count.
Yeah, all my spells are ranged. Yeah, she's gonna run 30 feet up the stairs. But to the point where I can still see everything. So I wouldn't go far enough that I would have blocked vision.
Alright, that'll put you right there then. Rachad, do you want to move? Don't forget the 8-10 hit points for you guys.
Tally ho then. Into flanking position with Bryn.
You would not be able to do it because that would be the wall.
Then wrap around the back of this thing.
20, 30. Alright, after Rachad and Representative Rashi is going to move up. And then Bryn, if you'd like to move, it doesn't get opportunity attacks on you if you want to move out of the way.
I was just gonna go where Rashi went, so I'm gonna stay here.
Roger that. That'll end Kaporn's turn. Nora, you're up. Racha on deck.
We're just gonna do lightning bolt again because that's the spell that does the most damage.
Okay.
So DC 16, it'll be 27 or half of past.
Yeah, that's already a 16. It gets advantage on the roll. So 14 points of damage.
Yep.
Roger that. And you gonna stay there?
Yeah, we'll come down. We'll come down to the base of the stairs.
All right. Ending Nori's turn. Racha, you're up. Emmerich on deck. Now, Racha, you already have advantage on this attack because of Guiding Bolt.
Yeah, I figured. So I'm actually gonna slide down one from him, so I'm not flanking with Rashi anymore. Potentially letting Bryn get that shot, and strike with a short sword at its back.
Okay. Go ahead and roll with advantage. Seven hits. All right, 21 points. Anything else?
Follow up with a bonus action, focus punch, force punch.
This one does not have advantage now, as the glowing is gone. That does hit. 9 points of damage. Alright, staying there.
Yes, sir.
Alright. Emmerich, you're up.
After I reach the top of the stairs, I sit there for a moment and wait for.
Well, you hear
start
all
following
the
me.
lightning bolts, the 2 lightning bolts that pop off. You hear metal on metal. You guess the fight is going on.
So I'll head back down 30 feet, and I'm gonna use my action to stow my sword and shield and pull out my short bow.
Alright, short bow is out. Ending your turn.
Yes.
We got Rashi, Bryn, you are on deck. Rashi is going to try and maximize this. Spiritual weapon's going to move forward. So she's going to move to flank with Racha, do her attacks, and then move 5 feet back over so Bryn can get the flank next turn. One of the bonuses of fighting a 2x2 creature. But that does hit, so it gets the damage. 12 points of damage, and ending her turn, Bryn, you're up.
Alright, now we'll move to flank. And then we will swing.
Swing, swing. She just keeps yelling at this thing. You just wait till my spiritual weapon gets here.
Thank God I had advantage.
Luckily,
on
at
that.
advantage. 25 does hit. 16 points of damage. Go ahead and do your second attack. It's looking hurt now, guys. 20 does hit.
It does not want to roll the damage.
You can do it. Just roll the dice for it then.
That's 11. There we go. So 23 points of damage for everything.
Roger that. Ending your turn.
And it's a big thing, so I can't really shove it down or anything like that.
Yeah. And shoving it away
So
would
then-
push it into Rashi.
Well, yeah, wouldn't want to do that. So then, yeah, she'll stay there.
Okay. Ending Brent's turn brings us to the collector. Rashi's gonna get an opportunity attack on it. Richa, you would as well. Hits.
So close to a natural 20.
I need Rashi, Bryn, and Richa all to make Constitution saving throws.
Good 24 for me.
So only Richa failed. Richa, you are paralyzed. And then 2 slam attacks at you, Bryn. First one is a 16 to hit. Second one is a 28 to hit.
Just a 28, unfortunately. I have 9 health, by the way, so you don't have to do too much math.
You are down.
Beautiful.
So Bryn is unconscious yet again. Lucky, the first one didn't hit you. Because there's something it can do instead of an attack that it really wants to do, but it can't right now.
Oh, shucks. I feel so bad for it.
Alright, that's going to end its turn, bringing us down to Kaporin, and then Nori's on deck.
you happen to be casting all of the charges to potentially break the loop?
No, he had 17 charges left, so I just burned through some of them. Healing word to you, Bryn. So you're up with 8, and then 20 points of damage from the guiding bolt.
How hurt is this thing looking?
It's looking pretty rough. That's why it was moving away.
It looks like it's running, so or going away from us. So I'm sure it's not liking us right now.
I can't turn it around. It's a pain in the ass to make it face you guys. But the guiding bolt hopefully helps you, Richaw, which is why Kaporn's doing it. Though I'm giving Kaporn way more intelligence than I should be.
It's all good because I'm paralyzed.
He doesn't know that. You were on the backside for that whole thing, and then you just stood still. Okay.
There's the intelligence dip right there
There
that
you
you
go.
were missing.
Yeah, okay. Ending Kaporn's turn. Noria's up. Richaw, you're on it.
Okay, my turn. Sorry, you really made me laugh. And Nori's gonna run forward. We'll do her speed. I'm gonna save that. I'm going to toss a produce flame at this thing, and then I'm going to. Who looks more hurt, Rin or Amric? Oh wait, Amric's behind me. He's fine. I'll heal Bryn.
Alright. Bryn is 65 feet away, so you gotta move a little closer.
Yeah, I said I'd move my 30.
Alright, and produce flame. Go ahead. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh wait. 9.
Go ahead and roll a d6 for me. 1 to 2 Bryn, 3 to 4 Chaw, 5 to 6 Rashi. Rashi it is.
I got the person who's resistant.
Yep, so 5 points on Rashi. Ah, hey!
Sorry! Everyone's really tall!
I think both Rashi and I are shorter than you.
Nori's making excuses.
Alright, so ending your turn there. Brings us down to Richaw. Go ahead and make the con save again. And then Amric, you're up.
Alright. I assume Richaw makes that at the end of his turn?
Yeah. You're still paralyzed,
Alright.
Richaw.
So I will move forward 30 feet. And then he's gonna say, I believe, yeah, if I'm within 80 feet, I'm gonna say, who's in front of me from where I'm at?
Directly in front, Richaw, Bryn, and Rashi.
Rashi's fine. Richaw looks fine. Bryn, get down! And he'll shoot his short bow twice.
You have advantage on the first one.
Pretty sure it's a miss.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Nori, redo your produce flame attack, because you would have advantage on it from the guiding bolts.
Well, I definitely miss.
You miss your bolt, yeah. Okay, so I will add the health back to Rashi. Oh, you already rolled damage earlier.
Oh, well, it was only one more, so that's fine.
Alright, so 9 points of fire.
Burn, bitch.
Rashi gets the health back. Amric's arrows miss. Ending turn is going to bring us to Rashi. How does Rashi want to do this? So as the creature has been getting pelted and hit, as it's starting to lose balance as it's walking back, Rashi kind of like runs past you, Bryn, kind of takes her mace, sweeps a leg out, and this thing kind of flips down to its knee, so it's on one knee and one leg, but it puts the head just a little bit closer to Rashi. And so Rashi smacks the knee out, and this creature puts down one of its hands, and now it's leaning on its side, and now it's looking face to face into Rashi, and she just goes, "Fuck you," in common, not even in Elvish this time. And she just takes the mace with both hands and just shoves it into this creature's face, the metal kind of separating and denting in as the mace gets deeper and deeper, and she just pushes it and pins it against the wall and kind of kicks the body away as the head is pinned against the wall and the mace, and the body kind of just slumps down to the ground.
Nori just yells, "Respect."
Yeah, this guy doesn't know any.
We're leaving now.
You said there was arrows on that back of that thing, right?
It was pikes, swords, and such like that. It wasn't arrows.
On that note, Amric will see specifically if any of the spears or javelins are his size that he might be able to recover.
Sorry, I was hunting insects. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Rashi's just gonna open this door right here. Because she's like, I'm tired of fucking getting surprised.
I'll go with Rashi.
Immediately takes acid to the face.
No, it looks like a lot of it is, especially since Nori started catching them on fire, any ones that would have been useful are, as soon as you go to like grab them and take them out, they just disintegrate in your hands.
I suppose I'll have to keep these arrows instead of giving them to Bryn. And I guess I'll just I'll follow the party wherever they go.
Rashi takes a look inside this room and doesn't see anything. Bryn, as you're starting to come up behind her, she just already starts walking back. She goes, "It's empty." She's like, "But there's another one, hold on."
But there's what?
There's another
Gotcha.
one.
Gotcha. I'll just follow her. Okay.
I'll kind of just. She seems hurt, so he kind of wants to like take a peek in himself.
Yeah, Nori's doing perception checks for more footprints. I just listen. Is there anyone coming? I'm done with this. I don't want to deal with anyone.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, Nori.
And then for the second room, can I also look?
I mean, Rashi already gets advantage. Because she's got the goggles.
There's a 26 for Nori.
Besides the spider footprints in the dust, and what you can see now is this creature's footprints, you don't see anything else. The skeleton actually that was on its back and was trying to pull itself off actually died during the process of Rashi bashing this thing's head in. Just the sheer weight of the creature smashed it.
Are we gonna have to fight another skeleton?
No, that one's dead.
Or if it survived, or was it? Never mind.
No, I said it got crushed during the process of Rashi destroying the monster. Looking in this room, it seems to be decently empty as well. And actually, in these two rooms, the thick layer of dust that kind of covers the floor seems undisturbed from anything. So are we leaving, or are we checking out the rest to make sure there's nothing else going to come up behind us and steal us away?
Well, there's no other footprints. I don't hear anything. And we've tripped a whole lot of shit. If there's more stuff, this is... I don't know what to tell you, but we don't have a lot left to keep looking. I have 2 spells, Rashi.
I still think, Kaporin, do you still have that dome that you can set up?
Certainly. I could put it in the hallway and stop anything from possibly getting in on us. Or I can go upstairs and put it in the doorway so nothing can even come down here. It's 8 hours of safety, Nori.
It's a 3rd level spell. It's so easy to dispel. You could have it. You dispel it and then it's gone, and then we're vulnerable again. I want to get out of this. Damn.
Has anything we've faced been magical like that could dispel stuff?
Nothing yet, but this is Rashi. Who knows what we're gonna... I mean, just getting out of this place doesn't mean that we're done fighting anything.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know.
Resting for an hour at least would be really nice. If we can do it
Yeah,
safely
just
somewhere.
Just
Maybe one of these
an hour would
rooms with none of the dust has been moved. At least nothing else has gone in here in a long time.
That might be a good plan.
And it just doesn't seem like anything would look in them.
Yeah, we could tuck up into a corner and... Kaporin, can you, like, change the color of it so we kind of blend in? Certainly I can. Is everyone shaking their head because I do it too well?
And it's just the switch.
Just a little Valve performance.
Okay, so is that the consensus? Go into one of the side rooms here and kind of post up in a corner and do the tiny hut?
Sounds like it.
I've saved the 3rd level just for that.
Assuming nothing brings to rest, I will, of course, be attuning to my new shield.
Do we want to take the extra 10 minutes to cast it as a ritual?
If you have any spells left after that's true. Yeah, just...
I have the 2nd and a 1st and a 4th.
Okay, we'll be okay.
Racha's been frozen this whole time.
Well, see, Racha got unfrozen, but he just held the position. He's just like... He's like, no
Wants
one's
to
ever
see how
gonna...
long it's gonna take us all.
I'm mimicking my own paralyzed self.
Alright, hit dice time. If you are attuning, you're not hit dicing.
Well, I guess I'll hit dice then.
Okay.
Does the parry have to double everything I get from short rest, or just a dice roll? Where is it?
Just your dice roll.
Whenever you roll a hit die to regain hit points, double the number of hit points it restores.
Kaporn is back to max. Rashi's pretty much back to max.
Nori's up to max and has a decent amount of spells back.
Almost to max.
I rolled 2 nat 1, so I'm almost to max.
Alrighty then. So for the sake of it, you guys would have closed the doors behind you. But the hour goes by and wholly uneventful, and those that are kind of keeping a keen ear out for any sound or sign of movement, you don't catch anything. No vibrations, no sounds, nothing. Just the occasional draft of wind from all the doors you guys have left open.
It was stuffy in here. It needed it anyway.
But as the end of the short rest cuts through, Kaporin kind of took a quick nap. He kind of stretches out of it. You guys in the dome as she kind of sitting at the edge, like though she can't put her nose up against the inside of the dome, she's just about right there, and she's just kind of like focused out if anything was coming. But seems like the last hour everything's been pretty quiet.
Is on the outside of the bubble, poking at it like it's a fishbowl with Rashi right there.
It's opaque, so you don't see it. It's like a two-way mirror. Rashi's just like, you know, it's making it really difficult to try and see anything past you. All right, so what are we doing now? We gonna make sure this bottom floor is clear, or just try and run for the exit?
I'm gonna summon some wolves again so we can have some trap finders.
Well, if this is this place's idea of a dungeon, I hate to see what else is down here.
Which the mention of trap finders is very offensive.
Well, wherever we
I
decide to
didn't
go
say I
in.
casted yet.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to think of what I can actually say.
Oh no, I feel bad. I should cast it so you don't have to deal with it.
He's trying to answer Rashi, not you, and it's nice to have a traveling buddy.
As in, you think there's another one down here, or we should travel together?
Well, I can go ahead and answer that one. We should definitely not split up.
Split up? What?
No.
I will knock you out, Kaporin.
No, he's too heavy to drag.
I think Bryn would make the exception.
As long as they
I
don't
don't
go
know.
into the bag of holding. That's all I ask. No bag of holding, please.
I would support the summoning of 8 wolves just to drag Kaporin out of here. So what are we doing, guys?
There's nothing else in this room, correct?
No.
From what we've seen. Okay.
Say we make our way towards the exit.
Some people suck, some people don't.
What?
Orange pointing him like, what?
They'll point towards where the cadaver came from.
You want to check it out?
Might be a safe bet to look.
Here, I feel like
It could be something of use.
I agree, and just so you've got this one in your repertoire, and it makes it easier for me to communicate with you, Richak. The word yes and the word no. In case you ever just want to go ahead and use those to a question we have. Though I doubt you will.
I don't
Sometimes
think you
it's
ever
nice.
will, Rashi.
Yeah, I think those
You
are a
do the
little
whole
too
sentence?
simple for his taste.
Yes and no is what he's gonna be saying from now on.
I
Yes
paused.
You write down that entire phrase.
Well, Kaforian just said it, so we're screwed.
If you want something extra, there's held to the no, and oh yeah. But I think he knows that one.
Yeah, we know. Oh yeah.
Good little bird.
My worry here is that all of these creatures.
Amric makes
Not
a check to
natural?
make sure we're not about to die.
Say it again.
Amric's perception checking for anything coming towards us.
Yeah. It's that
Since
these
we're
things are not
all up
natural.
and
They were
joking,
made
joking
like.
around now. 18.
Nothing seems to have changed.
We're just trying to get home. And then points that direction again and says, could be something useful.
I'm going with the bird. We shouldn't split up, but I'm going with the bird.
All right. Let's go further in then.
All right.
I don't want Rachad to sneak away by himself. I'd rather go with him voluntarily.
He's already
Very
gone.
good.
As soon as Rashi was saying that, she starts running in that direction because she knows you're about to disappear.
Chase the bird! Chase the bird!
Alright, so you guys...
I will be watching for traps, of course.
Okay, make a perception check.
Did Nori join Rachel on the Looking Out for Traps Club?
If you're going to be side by side with him as you move up.
He's faster than I am.
But I'm
Yeah,
stealthing,
but-
so technically I'm slowing down.
If you're stealthing, roll stealth. So you trying to stay with him, Nori?
Yeah, I'll try to stick with
Stealth
him.
as well, then.
Not as stealthy as Rachel.
I mean, are any of us ever?
I rolled a 5 on that
I'm
one.
gonna say there's a chance now. Alright, so you guys move forward with Nori and Racha at the lead. Nori, you can also make a perception check.
Do
19.
they? Do any of us have a light out? No, right?
No light. Perrin.
I have my little candle.
He's got his his little candle.
And Nori's partially up here because she has dark vision.
As far as looking
Never-
for traps or anything like that, I mean, the dust, besides what looks to be a constant path that has been worn down in this back part of the hallway and everything from that creature you just fought, the dust around it seems to be undisturbed completely. Like this creature's footsteps were constant in the way that it was walking, almost autonomous in its getting into its own footsteps. But as you guys reach the end of the hallway,
Whenever Rachad turns on his candle, you hear doo 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 doo, and then when he turns it off, it's doo 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 doo.
looking left and right, off to the left, there seems to be a sconce on the wall that is ever lit, as well as to the right. But towards the right, next to the sconce, there seems to be some sort of large, heavy metal door. And the pathing that you're seeing from where the creature was walking seems to take a large loop through this portion of this back hallway area. as it snakes its way between the pillars. But beyond that, there is no other markings of the dust on the floor.
So this creature does not approach the door? Or did not approach the door?
I mean, it approaches the door to an extent, but not like directly up to it. It just makes its patrol.
Like programmed. Not that Nori would have that word at all.
It doesn't look like it's actively avoiding anything with its footsteps.
It almost goes into like a weird version of a figure eight as it kind of snakes its way through the middle of this, around the pillars and everything, but it doesn't seem to be specifically avoiding anything.
Warren follows it and is like, wee, wee, wee.
Rachel will, make sure to, like, as best he can, step into the footsteps of this thing, because that's probably not where anything bad is going to be. And I guess head towards the door if nothing else seems to be drawing his attention.
Yeah, everything else in here. I mean, besides some chains and manacles against the wall, there's nothing else down here in this area. The footsteps itself are pretty large, so it's easy for you to get both of your feet into each footstep. But the distance between the steps is decently long, so you kind of have to hop and jump from one to the next.
Does it seem normal for Warren length?
Kaporn is not
I
10
mumbled.
feet tall.
Cha mumbles under his breath, probably only Nori can hear him. Gross adult sexy time. And gesturing towards the manacles.
Nori struggles not to laugh.
So you guys see Racha kind of go from footstep to footstep towards the giant double metal doors on the other end of the wall.
Warren will do the same, just like it's a game of hopscotch.
Anybody
Yeah, I
else?
guess I'll follow, but I won't go. I'll be farther back into the side. Maybe like a little behind the pillar. I don't know if there's just going to be a cone of acid coming out and I don't want to get hit by it.
As Rashi will stand behind the pillar completely.
Emmerich will stand near someone, just using a shield to help cover them as much as possible.
I love that everybody thinks that I'm just gonna intentionally set off this trap. But does this door look like it's even openable? Is there like a door knob or a latch or anything?
Warren has 100% faith in you. That's why he's standing right behind you.
There's two door handles that are there and a keyhole between the two.
Well, I'll look for traps, of course, first, and then try and pick it.
Doesn't look to be trapped at all.
I will do my best to pick it.
Sleight of hand, baby.
You're gonna look back at Compare and go, mood music.
Yeah, Kaporn would.
Mission Impossible theme.
Dun, 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 dun.
Are you actually inspiring me, or are you not?
Yeah, I would be. I'm sorry, I didn't. I was going. I'm going back between screens. Yes.
Alright. Take your D10. D10, right? Are you up to D10s yet?
I think it's just a D8, yeah.
You gonna use it?
Yes, please.
I meant Rachel. Okay. You kind of get the the lockpicks inside and realize that this is a bit bigger type of lock than you're used to handling, and you end up like pushing 4 of the pins up, but you have to like hold the tension rod and hold all the pins up, and you've used all of your lockpick sets and it's still not turning.
You're just like gonna look at it and stroke his fake goatee and go skittering off back to the golem thing on the ground and see if he could do the same thing Rashi did or some sort of key on the thing.
Make an investigation check. Doesn't seem to be any sort of key on it. As far as smashing off an arm or something, yeah, you can do that.
Whatever arm looks most key-like for that hole I've been playing around with.
Neither one of them do. Even the fingers on this creature are too big to fit in the hole for the key.
Would the spider wet leg work again?
Nope.
You guys are telling me you guys used the spider as a key at one point?
Yep.
That's how Kaporin got free.
Rashi was
Did I
able to deduce that if the spider put you all in there, that it must be able to open the doors. And so she smashed one of its legs off and used it to open the doors.
I'm assuming this door as well has no signs of rust or anything.
Nope.
Rachel will come back to the group and go, magic, and sort of shrug at it.
Do an arcana check to see if it's magic.
You casting Detect Magic, Nori?
I just said, could I do an arcana check instead of having to burn the spell?
Yeah, you can do an Arcana. Are you proficient in Arcana?
No.
Then unfortunately, no.
I guess.
Without it having like obvious runes on it or something for you to possibly find, you would have to look for very trace things of magical essence, and so that would need you to be proficient in Arcana to do that.
All right, I guess we're doing. Yeah, I guess we'll do detect magic.
I mean, it's pretty safe down here. You can try ritual casting it.
All right, I guess I'll ritual cast it.
Good point.
In the meantime, Rachal's gonna like do a thorough sweep of those 2 rooms to make sure we didn't miss anything in those rooms.
Give me 2 different perception checks.
While the ritual cast is going on, Emmer's going to get his wood carving kit out because he promised Pawn that he would make him a statuette, so you will get to work on that.
All right, give me a performance check.
Just checking. Did any of us just check on if the door is open?
No,
Natural 20.
Just...
it's locked.
Okay. I just.
In the 10 minutes, you actually make triple the amount of time. So the statuette usually takes you about an hour to do, so you're about already halfway done with one.
And it's not. Warren goes, it's like, torch? Holds the torch, nothing?
Nope.
Ooh.
These are good things for someone to do, though.
During the time, can Bryn wants to try to go around the walking path and just look around the room.
Besides chains on the far wall that lead to looks like neck manacles, nothing really in here. A couple like sewage grates, but that's about it.
Anything weird with the torch?
Hey, it's a torch that has fire in it.
Mm.
I mean,
Warren tries to...
what do you mean by weird?
Warren-
Like, are you gonna try and?
I guess if I move it, does it move or does it just
Nope.
stay?
It just
Okay.
stays. Interesting, like you move it a little bit, like just because it's not like solidly in there. You move it a little bit, but the fire stays in the same spot. So you're just like, oh, that's weird. But other than that, it's perfectly fine. Because it's magical fire. It's not like attached to the sconce. It's just. Oh yeah, nothing else. Alright, at the end of the 10 minutes, you cast Detect Magic. The door is not magical. The sconces obviously are. Very faint little bit of magic. But the door itself, no magic.
Great. Well, it lasts for 10 minutes, so I'll just keep it up while we figure out what the hell to do with the door.
Okay.
Wait, is the stuff below the door stone?
Looks like it. I mean, the
And
ceiling and
this-
floor looks to be made out of stone.
This is stupid, and I don't know if I should. Should I guess stone shape and like make a little tunnel beneath the door for us to slip through?
Can you just take the door off the wall? If the wall is made of stone?
Ooh, could I like break down one part of the wall and let a door fall?
You can certainly try.
You said the thing's arms aren't large or are too big for the lock, right?
The fingers, yeah, they're too big.
And I just use my hands if it's large enough to like try and manipulate it with my hands, or is it
Put it in the lock.
like my hands go inside the lock kind of thing?
You can get a couple fingers in.
I'm like trying to think of how to. So my tools weren't enough to get through it. If I could just like reach that last tumbler kind of thing.
That's too deep to do that. Like, if you were finagling it and trying to do that, you possibly could do the first 2 tumblers with your fingers, but it would be a bitch and a half to use the rest of your tension rod and everything to get the last. You're guessing by how deep it goes, there's probably like a good 8 tumblers in this lock.
Richard, does it seem like this door may have a switch lock on the backside that we could just open it with, or does it look like the keyhole goes straight through?
I will peer into the lock with one of my eyes.
You don't see any light on the other side, so it looks like it probably ends.
Not all the way through.
I was gonna offer maybe. We may not know what's on the other side of the door, but we may be able to. I could teleport in, or dimension door in. We'll use a different door to get through.
Well, there are 2 grates to the door, so you can see through.
I've always forgot about this thing, but can I pull out the mystery key I bought way back when and
Yeah.
just try it on this door, see what
Sure,
happens?
roll a D100.
This would be hilarious.
The key just grows to the size it needs to be and opens the door.
You put it in, kind of turn it, and it just jingles inside the opening.
It was worth the percentage chance shot.
Well,
Literally
if
just
the
stick it in
key's
every
not.
door you come up to. Just like, whoop, oh man, it didn't work.
With the windows, can we see what's on the other side?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a distance, it looks like another little hallway.
Any footprints?
Too hard for anyone, because the windows are up at the top of it. So, like, you would have to get Bryn to, like, hold you up and try and look down. Give me a boost! And it's too dark to really see if there's any slight differentiation in the dust. No footprints seem to go straight up to this door, so you're guessing probably not.
Am I able to squeeze through the bars?
No.
Well, maybe there's a key somewhere around here.
If no one
If
has
not-
any objections, I could make a hole beneath the door.
What about a dagger? Is that long enough for the door? Or the lock? I don't know.
Well, we just had a short rest, so Nori, couldn't you make yourself into a small animal and go through?
It is true. How big are the bars? What would I need to turn into?
The opening itself is about 2.5 feet across on each door, and about a foot tall. The bars itself, there's 3 bars in between, so the opening between the bars is roughly anywhere between 5 to 7 inches.
Can I turn into an owl and slip through the bars?
Owl would be a little tough.
Like a little
Burrowing
ferret
owl.
or something?
Like a ferret or something would work.
A ferret?
A ferret, squirrel, cat.
Weasel.
Cat
Sparrow?
would be. What's a cat spell?
Can you turn into like a sparrow or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just trying to choose something with dark vision.
Yeah, cats don't have dark vision.
Which is stupid, because they should, because they have it in real life.
It would just make, I think, the animal too broken in the game, so that's why they didn't give it to him.
I guess I could turn into a bat again. They're just kind of slow.
And loud. Man, I don't want you to think about it too
Moving
hard,
down
Nori. It's just an option.
Corn's gonna-
I'm just going down my list.
And just be like
could
taking
always-
my time doing like working on this lock, even though I feel like
You
it's
could try again.
not going to be fruitful.
Yeah, make a sleight of hand check.
While everybody's discussing, I'm just going to be playing with it.
Amherst's going to use any extra time we get from this to continue his sculpting.
Okay. It's you get a little further in, get a couple more tumblers. You're able to use like 1 to hold 2, but still, it's a little too tough.
Maybe we could come back to the door.
If only
There
you
must
had
be a
some
key.
good music behind you or something. You could have figured it
Uh,
out.
Nori's gonna turn into a flying snake and go through the bars.
Okay, going through the bars. Sorry, there's
I'm-
a mosquito eater in here, and I'm trying to fucking kill it. All right, so I gotta open the door just to let you through, or else this game will not allow you through. So hold on.
And I am doing this all very stealthily.
Oh, so stealthy. Go ahead and roll stealth.
It is a 10.
So, when she tells you Bryn at the last moment, she's like, I'm gonna be stealthy about it, don't worry. And kind of like
Bang my head straight into the
flutters through the door, and on the other side you just hear as she slaps onto the floor and just as she starts sliding through the stone and the dust.
Making extra hissing noises as she goes along.
Nori's gonna recover from that and I guess fly around the room, see what there is. Avoiding the ground because we've seen traps before.
Moving around the room, you see another sconce with fire in it, a small hallway that looks to lead to another set of double doors, but nothing really in this room.
Okay, I'm gonna go fly towards the double doors.
As
What
you
do
get-
we do if nobody does?
As you get closer, you notice it's not actually double doors itself. It's the size of double doors, but it's actually a portcullis gate style of a door. And as you look through it, you see a bunch of sconces inside here, pillars supporting the floor above, and what looks to be a small pillar of some sort with this undulating dark blue crystal, giving off just a little bit of light, and a bit of black smoke kind of swirls around it.
How much sketchy vibes am I picking up off this?
Oh, you think the entire place is sketchy, so you're probably at a sketch meter of about 12.
Alright, great.
I mean, I love how people are like, how do I feel about this? I'm like, I don't know. How do we feel about this?
And that meter goes to a 2. So the 12 is really high.
Nora's been at a 14 ever since you guys left the dream plane. She still thinks you guys are
We've
on
been
the
at a
dream
14 for a while. She was enjoying Estefania because she didn't have to worry about being wanted by the government. It was great.
But
I mean,
the portcullis
she doesn't
itself
know.
looks to be large enough that you could possibly squeeze through if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll squeeze through it. I'm a snake. I'll go through some of the top ones so I'm not touching the floor.
And this moment, we've never heard from Nori again.
Looking around through this room, besides what you saw already, there doesn't seem to be anything else extra.
Alright, Nori's gonna go fly back.
Okay.
You just hear out of the corner of your ear, touch.
Just the Caparin, just somehow hears Caparin touch the thing. Nori's just, no, absolutely not.
A couple
Nori
minutes
will...
later, sliding through the bars, flying snake Nori flops on the ground.
Nori turns back to herself, just sitting on the ground, and goes, well, that was creepy. Here's what I saw, and I'll use minor illusion, to show the weird thing I saw.
Okay. That was it?
There was an empty room. I'll show the empty room. And then there was... and then I'll show, like, the full room of where we were. And then there was this room. This creepy pedestal thing I didn't want to touch.
Why?
Because it was glowing ominously in an empty room.
Could be useful.
Now we don't know
How
what
you
it
doing with
does.
that door?
I'm still playing with it,
Go
but
ahead and give me another roll.
How am I doing on that sculpting?
It's only been 2 minutes.
Nori, did you see if we could open the door from the other side?
Did I see if I could open it from the other side?
You don't look.
I didn't look.
No, you said you immediately gone to the hallway and then the room.
God damn it. Why do I do this to myself?
Hey, these are the type of things that if you were in the situation, that's not the first thing you think of. You're like, oh shit, okay, let's go see what's in this other room, be stealthy, be quiet. And then you see everything and you're like, oh fuck, I need to go back.
In my defense, I'm very cold.
Can I look over through the bars to see if there's like a latch or something on the other side? Or like the...
Kaporin. Have you ever tried looking through the top of a door down at the handle on the other side? You can't do that.
Hey, it's a Kaporin thing to do. I just...
So you smash
No,
your
but-
face up against the bars for about a good minute trying to look down, and you come back with 2 just red marks across your face.
I'm pretty sure he'd like shove his arm through and get stuck as well.
At one point, and he kind of freaks out a little bit, doesn't say anything, and then at one point kind of pulls it out and stumbles back. He's like, whew, panic attack averted.
Maybe we should just come back to the door. There must be the key. The key must be somewhere in this castle.
If it's not eaten by one of those rust monsters.
And I'm pretty sure that's a lot of castle to search.
I don't know, we went through a good portion of it.
Horns, right?
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, we saw from the windows in the tower portion. It's only a few levels tall. Not a huge castle.
We don't know how wide it is.
We kind of do.
Well, out of character, and with my time with Bryn, we've have like 4 different rooms that we never really checked. There was the 2 right outside this door, the down the hallway that the rust monsters came from, and the top floor right outside the alchemist lab.
Yeah.
Are like the 4 that we didn't do.
I think also the area. I think there's more like when we were using the wolves to check for traps. I don't think we ever fully explored that area either.
You guys, there was only one door you guys didn't go in.
There was the one that was right next to the one with the lion's knocker, and then there was one at the far left from the first entrance into that room.
But you guys can get a sense it's probably going to be the same thing as the room you guys did go into.
Gotcha. And then
That whole area seemed to be storage.
we technically also had all those boxes we didn't look into because we were rushing to try and get to Rachan Kaparin.
And let's go back up.
Okay.
The door.
I mean, no, Brain, unless you want to try to just knock it down with Amric.
I suppose
Rashi
we
takes
could
2
try.
points of psychic damage from that. You make my head hurt sometimes, Kaporin.
It was only a suggestion.
It's metal
Nor
on
you-
metal. That would hurt.
Nor are you
Nori
to,
Nori puts a hand on Rashi and just very quietly says, "You get used to it."
Nor are you,
Metal
are
like-
you
Oh,
No, you're thinking
No, I-
heavy metal.
Were you saying something, Enric?
Nope, I'm done.
I missed half the conversation because someone started shouting.
Yeah, it was Rashi at Kaporin. So no luck, Racha.
He looks back at the door and like shrugs. He's like, I mean, it's an option. Fucking hard.
Yeah, it's a 30 DC.
Interesting.
If only he had inspiration that one time he got a 28.
I mean, it literally means I can't do it because I only have a +9. So even on a natural 20, I'm only a 29.
Casually only a 9.
try the door yet.
Unless you had that inspiration.
Warren didn't know he was going to try again.
I'll give it one last shot, I guess, if you really want me to. You inspiring me before I make the roll?
Please.
Gives you the 007 theme song instead this time.
I feel like I want to roll.
Actually,
like,
Ocean's
performance
11.
I feel like Kaporin just needs more songs to his repertoire.
Oh. Oh.
Your inspiration is not helping me, Baron.
Can I roll the D8 for him?
No.
Still wasn't enough anyways.
29.
Messing with my rhythm. That's what's going on.
He gets too distracted by his own flute his own lute while he's trying to inspire you.
You feel Racha, you get to the very end, just one tumbler away, and you're like, oh, I know I can do it.
Door, I command you to open.
He's gonna go, Bryn, and like just usher her forward.
Okay.
He's going to have you. He's gonna get like halfway through, and then put your hands on the tension and just say, "Don't fucking move." and then
Alright, she's not moving.
and then try and finish off the rest of the stuff.
All right, you get advantage on this.
Caporn
And
does
then
have
he
a
like
slight...
looks towards Caparin. Is like, hit it. Just-
Dun 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 dun.
It's not meant to be.
Makes, and then Bryn kind of like turns at this and drops one of the.
Sorry.
Well, you kept me from breaking my tools, so thank you.
And Caporn really is putting a lot of effort into that.
You're being truly so loud.
Wasn't meant to be. Let's go inspect the rest of the place.
Bryn, make a perception check. Actually, no. Amrit, make a perception check.
$18.
Did something enjoy Caporn's performance? Is that what's going on here?
No. Amrit, as you're like whittling away on your statuettes, watching just the absolute fuckery that is the group. It's when Bryn kind of drops the tension rod and says sorry, and kind of like picks it up and goes to go back, and Rachad just shaking his head, like takes the picks away from her and just starts shoving it back into his bag. It makes you look at the door a little bit, and there's a symbol right underneath one of the handles that matches the symbol that's on your shield.
Does it look like it's like it has room to like not, it doesn't look like it can be like put like a placed up against it to activate it at all? Like it doesn't have
a matching symbol.
Hey, everyone take a step back from me for a second. And he's gonna walk up to the door with his shield.
Okay.
And then I suppose he'll just he'll see if putting the shield up against the symbol works at all. Try it with the locks.
You put up the shield. Obviously, the symbol on your shield's a lot bigger than the one that's. I mean, this thing is just etched in there, just very small underneath the left handle. So you kind of like, you guys see him shove his shield up underneath the left handle, and awkwardly kind of like tries to hip thrust it into the door a little bit, but nothing seems to be happening.
Did you notice something, Emmerich?
I just put my, I mean, I'm not versed on Arcana at all, so I put my hand over the symbol, see if that does anything.
Kind of run your hand over the top of it. It's pretty deep of an etching into the door itself, but without actually seeing it, you wouldn't even feel it. Like, it almost, it's such a fine carving that moving your hand too fast over it, it just feels smooth. But knowing it's there, you like push into it, and it feels like a deep, not like super deep, but a nice, like, probably 1/4 of an inch thick carving into the actual metal itself. Everyone give me a perception check.
Okay. I was about to say, we didn't find a key when we were in that room earlier.
I accidentally rolled twice. It was an 11, so for a total of 21.
Warren also rolled a 21.
So everyone over an 18 sees the symbol, and you look on roll 20, I'll write what the symbol looks like.
Emmerich will kind of put his shield on the ground, but have the outside facing the group, so they can see both. And he'll say, "Does anyone recognize this symbol at all?"
It's an angry person. Rajah's first thought would be the swords that were with the shield, and he'd just be like, "Swords?"
Hey, Kaporn, do a history check.
Yeah, sure. The swords didn't have any marking on them.
11.
You have no idea.
I know.
Even those that didn't get an 18, now that he's pointing it out to you all, you can see it.
When Emmerich got the shield, you said that there were like 4 corners that kind of jutted out from the center that was a circle.
Yeah.
I suppose those don't look like they fit into the lock at all.
No, they're actually a little too thin to fit the lock perfectly.
Maybe if we find... Emmerich, you found the shield in the study. Maybe there's a bedroom? Or somewhere else that may have the key? We didn't, as you said, we didn't inspect that top floor. There may be a living quarters over there.
Rashi now pores over the door trying to find if there's any other marking or anything else extra to this door. And as she starts to slide her hands up and down the sides of the door, she goes over some of the fastenings next to the hinge. It's kind of like where the bolts are, but metal is pulled over it so no one can access the bolts. It's just like an anti-theft device. But she runs her fingers over the bolts where they are, and some of them move. She's like, "Hey guys, some of these you can push in."
Emmerich will try and push his symbol in.
Symbol doesn't go anywhere. These are just the bolts that outline the outer rim of the door. All in all, there's 7 of them.
Kaporn tries to push in as many as he can reach.
Okay. 1 second.
Nori takes a couple steps back as soon as Kaparan starts poking things.
Emmerich will do the same.
Y'all can see that on roll 20?
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as the doors go, that's where the bolts rest along the outside of this door. Kaporin, you can reach all of them. Which ones are you pushing?
Looking at like the comparing to the symbol and to where the placement, one kind of like wants to trace, like, I guess I'll just say which one I want. I want to try to push in the second on the middle on the left, middle bottom, and top right.
Okay, you push in the middle. Oh, the one directly in the middle bottom.
Yeah, middle left, middle bottom, and top right.
So you push in middle left, it goes in, and then pops back out. You push middle right, goes in, and then pops back out. You push in the middle bottom, it goes in, pops back out. like as if there's no locking mechanism behind them.
Oh, okay. Would you mind lending me a hand, guys? I want to recreate maybe the center of the pattern or the symbol on the door, like the check mark looking thing, but these things don't seem to hold into place.
In terms of the lock that Richard's been playing with, can he get a sense of like if the tumblers are in the directions of these buttons, or is it more of like they're just straight up and down?
No, there doesn't seem to be any correlation between the tumblers and the buttons.
Did you try all of them, Kaporn, or just a couple?
I've tried 3. Let me see if any other of these lock into place at all.
I mean, if it has to be a pattern, then one of them's going to trigger a lock of some sort.
If Kaporn tries to press the rest of them, do any of them stay into place?
The bottom right one, number 7, locks into place. As you push it in, instead of it jumping back out like the rest of them do, it seems to stay pressed in.
Okay. By pressing another one, does it pop back out?
Which one are you pressing?
3?
You push in 3 and it stays in.
2?
You push in 2 and they all pop back out.
Okay. Kaporn's like getting excited now, so
In
As
order to
try
speed up Kaporn, I'm gonna press 7 and then the 3
Oh, hold
while
on.
he's getting excited.
After he
Okay.
pressed the 2 and it pops out, you hear a shh.
oh.
Believe it or
Something,
not, I think he's back.
something inside the door seems to have slid and moved into some sort of place.
I don't like the sound of that. Richard, could you double check the keyhole?
Are the tumblers moving at all now, or is it?
Keyhole
Seems
is now
sealed.
sealed.
Yeah.
Seems that pushing in the wrong code has blocked the keyhole from being able to be used. The first anti-theft device has been activated. There should be a moment in time where I would suggest any of those that had bought a pack of dice and gotten a certain note with numbers on them might want to
Ryan!
look back at that.
Ryan, get the goddamn note. It's in
I don't
the
know
thing.
where it
It's in the
is.
bottom thing. Fucking goddamn it.
The one time when she's not home.
I know, which I
God
thought
damn
was
it.
hilarious.
My character died, so I don't have to worry about my note.
Right.
Oh, you're gonna need to direct me
Ryan,
because
it's
I have no idea.
the 10 drawer thing. It's the bottom drawer. It's in the Ixia freaking folder. It's in one of the pockets in the front.
All right.
Go get it.
That's what I
damn
love.
it.
Love about teachers. They are somewhat organized in their own way.
Or
I
Ryan,
kept that
if you
goddamn thing in the same.
if you
frickin'
go
place.
outside, you go down the street, you take a left, you go to the nearest 7-Eleven, you tell them it's time. They'll immediately take you to the back room. There will be a combination. You got to put in our anniversary. The door will open. There, you got to.
At least he's in the same room.
There, you gotta
You just have to
prick
move.
your index finger and put 2 drops of blood into the little petri dish. You gotta look underneath the microscope that's there. Inside, you look at your genetic code, and then you use your genetic code to open the safe, and there it will be.
A left and right, then left and right, then upstairs and downstairs.
Yes.
Then input the Konami code.
And I know I taught you this, but you have to enter the first 100 digits of pi
Yeah.
into the filing cabinet.
Hey,
in
look at
Morse
that too.
code.
It got like the symbol on it and everything. That's
Oh,
cool.
who would've thought?
Goddamn, one time I don't have a stupid notebook.
I was hoping the symbol would trigger something in you, Bryn, and you'd be like, Ryan, get it!
At least you guys didn't accidentally throw away your note. On accident.
I
Oh
had to eat
no,
mine.
Ryan just ate it.
I don't think I actually saved it, but I deleted it when I was explaining it to you too, Val, when I first typed it back out to you. I know the gist of what it said.
Because he doesn't trust me, apparently.
I was told to burn the note, so she kept the lighter from me, so I swallowed it.
Trust no one.
The problem is there's also 2 sets of numbers here.
Just send me the freaking picture.
Wait. What is... The numbers are 7-3. 7-3. The first 2 numbers are 7-3.
The third one is not 2.
Yeah, if we're going by that logic, 7, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6.
And the door opens.
Hey!
And what are the other numbers?
That's how many times you have to do jumping jacks in the next room to open the next door.
If the door's open, we can go in, I guess.
How long has this been planned?
Since before freaking Christmas, because I bought those as a goddamn Christmas gift.
Yeah, so around November.
Impressive.
Thank you.
So Val, it's like Val predicted the future that we would come here at some point.
Okay, so you guys make it into the next room, seeing the 2 pillars. Nothing else really stands out in this room, though, besides the portcullis gate at the end of the little tiny hallway that Nori pointed out.
The creepy orb thing is that way.
Are there more indents on this one, like the last door?
Does this portcullis have buttons? Because I've got a second set of code numbers.
What a large empty room. The porn just like looking back at the room, it's like,
Whoever wants to, go ahead and make a perception check.
Can we all just do it?
Yeah, Rashi doesn't want to, though.
Rolled a 20.
I think the reason why I'm rolling really poorly is because Nori just doesn't want to be here.
The other thing that's concerning me is where did Bryn get these numbers?
It's all in a dream. Alright, so Rashaw and Amric, you guys come up to this portcullis, looking at it. The closest thing to buttons would be where each of the wood connectors are connected, and the metal banding that is over it, and the bolt that goes through them. Beyond that, though, on the stone, actually to the left of the gate, not on the actual door itself, you see another symbol.
is it Harry Potter? Do we have to tap the bricks? The porn out of nowhere pulls it out an umbrella, and he's all like, I got that.
Where the fuck
Just
are you
ran
keeping
straight through the
that?
door.
Prison pocket.
I wouldn't put it past Karen.
This is an umbrella of collapsing. Alright.
Do I recognize that symbol?
I know Bryn does.
Bryn does, yeah.
Is it wait, what?
It's the other symbol from the note.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's
That's what I
another.
figured.
there's another couple lines here. I wasn't sure if that was actually a symbol or not.
That makes sense.
It just looks like someone shrugging.
I guess Bryn will go up and press the numbers 473165
Going up to the portcullis itself and pushing on those little connecting joints, they don't go in.
When we opened the door using the other code, did the buttons pop back out?
Nope, they stayed depressed. Did you see it there?
Do these ones these ones turn?
You tried turning the actual like little metal knobs, they don't seem to turn.
My first thought was tiled, but I don't know.
No, you guys have been walking over things and nothing seems to have been depressed at any point. They look
Mine goes
up
back.
in life. Bryn, go ahead and roll strength check for me. As you've like reached up to push the button, like one of the little, what you would consider a button, and it doesn't go in, you're kind of force it a little bit, like maybe they're stuck, and still doesn't go in. And luckily, with just adding an extra bit of strength, you realize that all these interconnecting pieces turn. So these little cross sections of wood actually aren't solidly connected to the outside, and you can actually rotate them. So in the portcullis, you can rotate the top 3, the bottom 3, and the middle bottom 1.
Like a keypad.
Yeah, something like that. So if you're using the code, you move the 4th one, the 7th, 3rd, 1st, 6th, 5th, and 2nd, and as you do so, the portcullis raises up.
This is spooky.
This is really cool. At the same time, I feel guilty because I feel like we cheated somehow.
Why do you know this?
Yeah, Nori kind of looks at Bren and it's like, where is this coming from? You been here before?
It's literally, she got it from a dream.
That's what she'll say. She knows you're gonna look at her crazy. It's fine.
We were just in the dream playing. I'm not going to question anything.
Or automatically see the big floating or this pedestal in the middle with a
Bryn
purple
grabs
thing
the Thorin. No.
Is there a skull on that thing?
Emmerich will also put his hand on Thorin's shoulder.
Or look back at both of them. I wasn't doing anything.
Higher.
Better safe than sorry.
But you guys see this blue and black crystal of some sorts, slightly glowing, and the black bit of mist around it.
Is there a skull on that? 'Cause I flew around this room.
It's just the prop.
Okay, I was making sure because I'm like, this is.
No, it's just the prop.
And I do an inspection check of see if any other symbols on the pit.
Give me a perception.
Inspection check. $19.
Doesn't seem to be anything extra.
Well, Rachel would gladly go up and poke the thing, but after Bryn opened both the doors, he'll just go up to Bryn and be like, "Your turn."
What did you say? Sorry, one more time.
Your turn.
Because I got us in here, I know what this is.
It just nods.
Unfortunately,
Does anyone
it's
have-
hard to do.
Does anyone have their hand handy?
I'm not poking that thing. Rachaw, do you still have your little lamp thing?
He just nods, but the thing is bigger than I could probably pick up, I believe.
You'd certainly try.
Richaw's mage hand will float out and try and not necessarily pick up the orb, just like put the hand on top of the orb and see what happens.
Okay. But it grasps the orb. Nothing seems to happen.
Jostle it a little bit. Does it seem loose?
It gives some resistance.
But it's not. It's not like it's sealed in there. It could pop out if it needed to.
Possibly.
Not necessarily the mage hand, but
Yeah, it looks like it's probably just a little too snug in there for the mage hand to deal with. This is called Bardic Jam. Kaporin.
I really like it.
Kaporin wasn't allowed to touch things, so he's playing instead.
I'm just imagining the guy from El Dorado playing right now in the background as Bryn's going up to grab this thing, because I'm not gonna.
Kaporin really.
You're not quite playing this, I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, you all see the mage hand slightly moving this thing, and it kind of, as it moves a little bit, the cloud, the little mist around it, kind of shifts with it. But it's just a little bit too tough for the mage hand to deal with.
Do we
Is
have
this-
any idea what this thing is? Any
Is it-
inkling?
Nope.
Rashi, do you still have Identify?
I don't think so.
I think she always has Identify, being a Ford cleric.
She does, but she needs to touch it to identify it. Good luck convincing Rashi to do that.
Kaporin wants to touch it, but he's currently being held back.
I mean, if Bryn doesn't want to, Richard will. I'm just.
Still go.
It seemed like
Emmerich-
this. If Bryn all of a sudden knew how to get in here, that this is something to do with Bryn.
But before anyone touches it, Emmerich gonna hold his shield out since the symbol is on the door. And if anyone wants to touch it, he's gonna hand over the shield. Just in case it affects something.
Kaporin touches it.
What
But
is
he will
that
not
shield?
like Kaporin. It's got the
It's got that first symbol, the symbol with like the
yeah,
J.
it's got the symbol on it, so. But no one knows what it is. Just that it's magic.
Alright, then we'll swap shields for a moment. Or put her shield.
Bryn, as you take the shield from
Oh gosh.
Amric, you can't help but, like, as you're fastening to your arm, look inside and you see in tiny scrawlings around the shield the 7 numbers in the order that you were given.
You know, it tracks that
Interesting.
Amric was the one holding it.
And y'all thought it was a bad idea.
Well, where was the other set of numbers? On the swords?
Probably on the swords.
It's on the bottom.
On the bottom.
I
Amazing.
love
This was this person's sticky note with their password attached to their computer screen.
That's great.
That's awesome. I mean, good call for Amric that we brought it, but that's just funny.
Alright.
Bryn, you're
we'll
touching
go-
it?
Yeah.
Okay. You walk closer to it. Doesn't seem the shield has any excess or extra effect. But since you're rocking this shield, you've de-attuned to your other shield. But moving closer to it, the mist kind of, as you get closer to it, the shield touches the mist, nothing happens. You get closer, because the mist extends out about a good foot from the crystal itself. And the mist starts to envelop you. Nothing seems to change. Crystal stands before you, we grabbing it?
not gonna grab it full out, but she'll just like touch it. She'll put her palm
What, are you gonna
down.
poke it?
Not poke it.
So,
She'll
like,
just,
wrap your
she's
hand
like getting
in-
ready to grab it, but she's like doesn't want to grab it yet.
Okay. You put
So
your,
she's just gonna. She'll
Palming
put her
the
hand on
basketball.
top of it.
so you
Yeah.
palm the crystal, and in your
Uh-huh.
hand, it feels cool to the touch, but not cold or warm or anything like that. It kind of glows just a little bit more as you're touching it, but nothing crazy. It sits there hovering above the pillar.
All right, then we'll grab it and try to move it. I guess.
Give me a strength check.
Think it's that heavy?
Probably more about popping it out of the socket than anything.
That's enough. As you go to pull on it, it gets like a good 4 inches away before something seems to be magically tethering it to the pillar. And you kind of like pull a little bit harder and harder, trying to get, and it moves like another inch, 2 inches. In the last bit, you kind of like turn and use your like hip motion to try and really yank it out. And as you do so, the crystal shatters in your hand, and the mist just disintegrates around you as the crystal just goes scattering in little pieces across the floor. And as it does so, just disintegrates into mist before disapparating around you.
That's fun.
It's definitely a good open.
Well, nothing we can do about it now.
Can I check out the pedestal, like what's left behind? Is there just a podium now?
Yeah, make a perception check.
Emmerich will hold Bryn's shield back, or yeah, hold Bryn's shield up to give it back to her.
Stop it.
Looking at the pillar itself, doesn't seem to be anything about it. It's just a simple stone pillar with a slight bevel in the top of it where the crystal was, but that's about it.
I feel like I feel a skull, and it creeps me out when I leave it alone.
No, it's not quite the Harry Potter water thing. Horcrux.
Horn walks over. It's like, well, that's sad. Running his hand kind of inside the bevel. It's like, why did it break?
And why were you given the keys to this thing in a dream?
Bryn never brings up that the numbers are written inside, right?
No,
She's
she's
totally
totally
lied.
information.
Totally like, it's like I noticed it earlier when Amric was pulling his shield out just a little farther enough so I could see inside.
But yeah,
Well,
on
you-
this pillar, Kaporan, you don't see anything different. You can't tell anything.
Alright. Well, maybe that did something.
Well, we kind of exhausted our options down here. You want to head up?
Yeah, let's get out of here. It's the end of the road here.
The room didn't change around us, right?
Alright, so where do you guys want to go? Back up to the stairs?
Up and out.
To ease my mind, where would you guys like to go?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's gonna be pain. Well, Corn is off, suggesting going back to the first floor they were on and checking out that other room that we missed before we came down here.
I think the mind of the party kind of going toward just checking everything as we go up.
Oh my god.
Everything that we know that we missed. Anyway.
The first room directly out from the door knocker room, just a couple chests and crates in here. Nothing too fanatical.
If we feel safe enough, Horn check if he finds anything. But
Since Rachad didn't really go through any. Since Rachad didn't really go through any of this, and he was sort of dragged through. He'd kind of cover through the stuff we did trace. Want to see if we missed anything, kind of thing.
So you're going back through the ways you guys came in?
Metagaming wise, I want to go check out that thing that Rashi also checked out that said she didn't have anything. The one where the guy exploded at. Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a perception check. I mean, investigation check.
In the room we just found with like the chests and stuff, are there any footsteps or anything disturbing the dust?
Nope. Rachad, you don't find anything either.
I'm confident that Rashi was accurate then.
Amric will carefully make his way towards one of the chests. Probably futilely so, but try and check for traps as he goes.
Investigation check?
6.
Doesn't seem to be trapped. You got a crate and a chest. What do you want to open?
Let's go with the chest.
We're assuming we're all doing this together, right? Because we're not splitting our party up again.
Correct. Give me another investigation check. Emmerich. You open the chest up and almost immediately close it again as what looks to be highly ripened and fermented fruit just immediately overtakes you pungently, and you're just like, oh, no.
Coconut?
No, I would not open that one again. Maybe let's try the crate.
Okay, another investigation check.
Oh, I'm not going to be doing it. I'm just suggesting it.
Does it open, or do you need like a crowbar to it?
You need like a crowbar.
we're gonna have the crowbar.
I have my own as well, so I'll just crack it open then, I guess.
As you guys are like starting to rifle through bags, Ross just cracks the corner of it open.
Or just kind of looks at it, Rush, and goes, silent.
I've had it.
Rachad, while you're going through your bag, you don't happen to have any extra things of chainmail, do you? And he'll kind of gesture down to where the rust monster got him. Mine kind of got ruined on the way down here.
He's digging through his stuff.
Rashi pulls out a single hand axe from that crate. There's more stuff in there, but it seems to have long decomposed. It looks like some leather material and possibly some fabric, but it has all been either eaten away just with time or possibly insects at one point.
How big of a space is...
The hand axe is brand new, though.
How big of a space is like the rusted portion of Amric's armor?
That's an entire foot cube of his chainmail.
Oh man, I was gonna say if it's like a little hole, I have an idea, but it's not gonna work then.
Is the fabric any good? Capone could use it for it.
No, you start to pick it up and it literally disintegrates in your hands.
Yeah.
But leaves
dang.
an interesting texture on your skin.
There you go. I just worked at the beach today. Already.
It's just henna.
No, it's just a bunch of rat shit. Old rat shit that you just have dusted across your hand now.
Anyone got a water skin?
Rachad doesn't have anything for you, unfortunately, Amric, unless you want to borrow one of his leather shoes.
Nope. He just tried to outfit Amric with a leather shoe in the place.
All I have is my studded leather, and I don't think that would be of much use to you.
I mean, yeah, I've got studded leather too if you want it, but
I mean, unless it's magical, I don't think it's gonna fit me.
Kaporn offers to give you his studded leather armor of acid resistance.
It would make your AC worse.
Yeah, I think he's good for now.
Okay, so where are we going now?
Kaporn wants to go to the top floor. If there's any other rooms on this floor, I guess we should check it out.
well, the last room was that one right there, but you said it was just going to be another one of the same.
I think the next thing that we didn't hit was where the 7 rust monsters were at the end of that hallway. There was like light and stuff coming from down there.
It'd be really cool when we can all have the same program and move around this place.
Should look for traps though along the way.
I'll be using you guys as passives for traps and shit as we're moving on, just to make it easier. You do see there is another door off to a room over here, as well as lights coming from down further on.
That door was the one we came from though, right?
This one, no.
The one that's open right now on screen is the one where it came from.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was referring to.
That's the one with
the
more.
open
There's
one,
more.
The one that Amric's close to right now is the other one that you guys see.
I see. My zoom cameras were all covering that one.
I know the open one has more crates and stuff in there. It's where the
Correct.
first rust monsters were.
Correct. So we going at the far end of the hall or this door?
That one sounds better.
Another piling of crates. A few different stacks of them seem to line the walls. Looks like there were more crates here. You can see outlines of dust, but they either don't exist anymore or had been removed. As far as footprints, though, there are no footprints in this room. So they were probably removed a long time ago.
Amric will take. We'll take Fumashi's idea and smash the corner of one of the crates with his sword.
Alright, give me an investigation check.
Two.
How intact are these crates?
Perfectly intact. You don't have dark vision, so you can't see inside, unfortunately.
I'm asking mostly because, like, those tiny ones, Tom might want to use the crate itself and just keep it in the bag of holding.
The tiny one is too big to fit in the bag of holding. It's still a good 3 feet wide.
Gotcha. Sounds good.
Kaporn goes up behind.
Kaporin, you see inside. What looks to be like a small tool bag.
Ooh.
And then opening up some of the other boxes around this, you'll also find what looks to be a morning star. That anything that I'm telling you guys actually find is still in decent enough condition to use. Like, you're going through a lot of this stuff, and a lot of it is decayed or rusted or been destroyed over time or creatures. So if you're finding something, that means it's still in intact use or still looks perfectly brand new.
The morning ball
Go
and
for
chain,
it.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just gonna ask, does Racha recognize what those tools are, or is he not proficient in them?
It's interesting. The tools look different. You're not exactly sure what they are. Some of the things look familiar, but looks more like a hodgepodge of a kit than like one specific thing.
Kaporn just like, this looks neat, and likes to collect things, so puts it in his bag.
Okay.
Offers the morning star to Rashti.
Oh, you're putting the toolkit in the bag. Racha's got the toolkit.
Oh, Rachata.
No, I was just looking like at it in Kaparin's hands to see if I like recognize the tools of the toolkit.
I mean, the toolkit itself, you know, the leather holding case on the outside looks basically brand new.
I think Kaporn would offer it to Rachaz, like, because he is the handy bird.
And then you're giving the Morningstar to Rashi, you said?
Yeah, it's like, hey Rashi, this looks like your style.
Looks a bit crude, but I'll take it.
Not even sure she could actually proficiently use it, but
Still take it. Okay, but that's pretty much all you find in those boxes. So now you guys go to the end of the hallway.
Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
good.
I have a question. Would there be any rhyme or reason why these things, like we've been finding, look perfectly
Magical.
fine? They're like these specific items are magical, or they just have
Well,
something
Could be either.
on them?
I would assume based on the decay of everything else, that anything we find that's not destroyed is probably magical.
Or was
They
in
just seem
something
like-
that was magical that
Yeah.
prevented decay.
Well, but even then, like, they seem very random, almost. I mean, obviously they're not random; you pick them. But the items
pick 'em.
themselves,
What
well,
are you talking about?
yeah.
This guy's a collector.
Yeah. It just seems weird. And then, like, the crate where the hand axe was found, that was the only thing being protected? It's a little strange to me.
In that crate, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the hand axe itself is magical, the Morningstar is magical, and probably the leather case, and not the tools itself are magical.
You get the sense that the crates that aren't opened, that are in perfectly good condition, probably never got opened. So if they're getting bulk stuff from someplace, that's probably what it did. Oh, you got that? Yeah, throw that in. Or give me some of that. And they just never got around to opening whatever happened to this place. All these crates that you guys are going to, except the ones that are already opened, if they're closed, they're still, like, nailed shut. So it just never could possibly be no one ever got around to opening them up and taking stuff out.
I guess on our way towards this way, we would actually want to check out the room we came through and didn't pause for.
Oh, didn't we? I feel like you just said it was nothing in the crates, really, besides.
No, you
us
guys
being-
never got into the crates. You really just looked at the piles of stuff that was around, and most of them were rust monsters
Right.
hiding in plain sight. But yeah, you guys, most of these crates I think are closed. Yeah, you got a couple like looks to be like cloth sacks of something at one point, but have holes chewed through them. But most of the crates are still closed.
Same drill as last time.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Either one person gets advantage, or two people do it.
Never try to do it. I want to do one.
I rolled before he said that, so I already took one of them. Got that one.
Does anyone have advantage or not advantage?
Amric, you use your handouts. Richard, looking through this. Yeah, unfortunately, you don't find anything worth of value in either of these crates.
Wait, doesn't Nori still have detect magic on her on? Or
You
has
guys
it been longer?
spent a good amount of time down there.
Yeah, not at this point.
And then the
I
slow
can-
walk back up. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I'll cast detect magic at just normal detect magic. So
Okay.
I've got that up.
You can't see through the crates.
Yeah.
Poke my head into the crates and see if there's anything there.
Nope.
I'm just imagining Nori like head first into a crate.
Yeah, just look my head up. Nope.
Accidentally look at Brennan, blind yourself.
Is there a really big, fancy, big chair? Kaporn would immediately go sit in it.
There's 3 fancy big chairs. You guys get to the end of this hall, and you see a large dining table, as well as more dining tables off to the side, with fancy big chairs behind them. But the main thing that stands out to you all is not only the two very large double doors that possibly are another exit to this base floor of the place you're at, but the windows. There's light coming through them.
What? Bryn's gonna go over to the
Horn goes
window.
Throws open the shades.
You guys can now see that the perpetual darkness that was surrounding this place has been lifted. And you
Was
can
it us
see.
destroying the orb?
Yep.
Or looks at Bryn and just goes, "Good job."
Bryn, you kind of raise your hands up, and Nora, you see in her hand she's got what looks to be like a rolled up letter, like a rolled up diploma almost in her right hand, but she doesn't seem to notice.
Bryn, there's something in your hand.
All right. Can we open it?
Unwrapping it and rolling it open, it says,
If it's a deed, Capone immediately writes his name on it.
it actually is a deed.
Bitch, this is in my hand.
It is a deed
Horn.
to... Would you shut up and let me say something? I'm trying to give you guys a castle and you're fucking interrupting. It is the deed to the castle atop the third hill in the city of Bordeaux in the country of Buffon. And at the bottom of it, your name is written, Bryn. Since you were the one that crushed the crystal. And it's actually
You're welcome.
It's actually in the color of the ink the ink's the color of the crystal when you smashed it.
Alrighty then.
And as soon as you read it, it's almost like an interesting click happens in your head. And the entire layout of the castle, like, as if you were the one that constructed it, just immediately floods your brain, and you know pretty much every nook and cranny of the castle now. So, with that, you also know that no other creatures are here. You also know the location of any and all traps that are on the premises. So you guys can circumvent and do anything that you'd like and take your time opening crates, opening different things, chests, going through all the rooms. Everything is technically deemed safe.
Real quick, can I repeat on the name of the country?
Burfone. Burfone.
Horn asks Bryn, is there a bedroom here?
Ask for consent first.
Using the map that you guys have, you guys realize that you are on the same continent, but on the other side of the chasm from Ixia and Cydia. But the main thing that interrupts you is the country of Shrenau. The country that was in the war with Ixia and Cydia. Lies between you guys and the chasm. But with this, Bryn and Rachar, I need you both to make investigation checks.
Baron,
Question about-
I need some music. Come on.
You can give inspiration if you want, but only to one of them.
I assume the bird asks me first, so
Well, Bird's the only one that asks.
He wants the mood music while he does his stuff. What was it? Investigation?
Yes.
I have to. I feel like I need to go. It's an 18. It's a decent performance for you.
So, all in all, you guys find, and probably most of this is the reason why I asked Rachar to make this investigation check is because he's got the bag of holding, and he's probably going to be the one holding most of it. You get a leather quiver, Richa. You get an interesting looking little emblem, something. You get a small pearl. You get what looks to be an interesting sort of necklace. You get a nice looking little gem. You get a decently carved battle axe. You get an interesting looking longsword. You get a very intricately carved warhammer. And I need to do math. 1 second.
For anyone
But
that's-
somebody's writing it down because I'm definitely not, and I should probably if it's in the bag of holding.
Yeah, whoever is looking for it, I've put it in chat.
You find 120 platinum. $272 gold.
No missile.
I could also take money away.
I don't see anything.
515 silver. And 1,001 copper.
I like to imagine Richa counting all of them.
They've piled up on top of the table as stacks of money.
Oh, I'm with Richa's speed and needing to pick some of the stuff. That's why I also dictated him to go around probably collecting most of it, because he's got not only a bag of holding, but a coin purse of holding. So he can hold it all.
I'm a very thorough bird, too. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually like the maximum the coin purse can hold, or something close to it. Was there like a specific weight that it could hold? Do you
The
know?
coin purse? No. I think it's somewhere around like 500 pounds. So you got plenty of coin pursage.
If Richa shows us any of these items, Kaporn would ask for the emblem, if it's like a stamp or something.
Well, the main thing is, because you asked earlier for Bryn, is there any bedrooms? And Bryn immediately takes you guys to the top floor and shows you the different bedrooms that are up here. As well as the second floor has its own set of bedrooms as well.
I suppose we're staying here for a little while then.
Well, it's definitely safe now. I shouldn't say definitely. It's safe for now.
Huh. Magic is weird.
I'm so glad we didn't run into those.
You're not the one who learned it like that in your head, so yeah, it's a little weird.
Bryn, I'd like to be the first to apologize because I didn't get you a housewarming gift.
Yeah, congratulations on the new house, I guess.
You're welcome.
All in all, there are 6 bedrooms.
Was there a glowing thing in one of the bedrooms?
Yeah, but that's part of what Richa found.
If you have, what, 1 spare? Well, probably 2 because I doubt Richard's using 1.
I was going to the roof. Is there roof access?
Oh, there's a mirror in
He
there,
will
too.
give himself footholds outside to get to the roof if he needs to.
And Kaparin, your teleportation circle leads here.
Amazing.
Would you guys like to try it where the other one goes? Oh wait, I don't have any more chalk.
Maybe
Well,
not
that's-
right now.
Later.
Your deed said that it was in a town, that the castle we're in right now is in a town.
The third hill in town. I don't know if I wrote down correctly.
Yeah. The keep upon the third hill in the city of Bordeaux in the country of Buffon.
So,
We're in a city.
Borduk.
perhaps we should orient ourselves here tonight, and then tomorrow we can investigate this town of Bordeaux. If anything like this castle, it may take some time to get through.
Certainly.
Very definitely.
Would any of us have any knowledge of what language the people might speak here, or is it common?
Unfortunately, no, because the only bookcase that you guys found with books in it are a multitude of different languages, but none of them are common.
Yeah.
Cool.
But
Porn has
She looks down at her arm and goes, God damn it, Trenchmere.
each room has its own washroom, its own bed, dresser, the whole nine.
So, just for the bag of holding listings, was there anything after what you said about the Warhammer?
No items actually.
All right, cool.
You can get Caporn the most bougie room.
You think the most bougie room would probably go to the person who owns the place?
Saren, this isn't your house.
If Caporn finds a dresser with a mirror on it, he's dragging it to the room he claims.
All of the rooms have mirrors.
He's just gonna have them all, so he can put them in a circle.
Saren,
just-
I'm concerned for your health and well-being. Only one mirror. Because knowing you, you're going to break it.
How about this room? It's got a full-length mirror in it.
Caporn will be satisfied with that.
And it's directly across the hall from the most bougie room that you guys can have. So you can keep an eye on Kaporin.
Caporn will
Amric is,
start in the room.
Amric is not picky about what room he gets.
If there's an attic, Richard will at least settle for that if he can't get onto the roof.
Is there a room with the...
There's no roof access, and there's no attic.
Richard will figure his way out up there. It's all good.
Are these bedrooms on the top floor?
Richard, you want me to fly you to the top?
Give me a couple monk levels, I'll run up the walls to it.
Alright, guys. Well, one of you is specifically the owner of this keep, but you guys have your own keep now.
Yeah, Bryn would definitely be
Yay!
like, it's ours. Even though it says my name, we all did it. It's all ours. She's not comfortable saying, yeah, it's my house, because that's weird.
My house.
No,
Richard, we're on top of a hill, it said, can he go outside and look around, see what's around in the area at least?
Oh,
Yeah,
let's
Nori
see
wants to go
look
outside
like.
and check out the land, I guess.
In our first free time, Amric would like to attune to his shield.
Okay.
Bring on the curses.
The main thing you guys see is that there is an interesting little garden that this thing has. Bryn, you immediately, knowing this entire place, know that the gargoyle statue in the middle of the garden can actually be activated, and it will open up directly down into the floor, into that part of the dungeon you guys were in. literally opens up and you can go directly down if need be. It's also an escape route out if you had to. So it's basically your version of a hidden tunnel out.
I don't suppose Bryn gained like the history of this place as well.
No, she doesn't get the history. She just now knows the layout. But the interesting thing about the garden itself is that there's different temperature climates: a frozen, a verdant, and a more swampy. And as you guys step and get closer to each of the items in there, you actually feel the temperature change.
Are there any little frozen flowers like the one Bryn has?
Yes, there are.
Oh, snap.
There are some snowflowers here. So it gives you a notice that if you guys find anything that specifically needs to grow in a certain environment, you have 3 separate environments that you can grow stuff in.
Nori is immediately in the garden.
Does Kaporn find any, like...
She's like, I found my room. Just lays down.
I have an actual room, but she's happy outside right now.
She says that joking, and just Bryn just like, oh.
Jin's already halfway pulling out of bed from like the nearest room. Oh, okay.
Oh, before I forget, because I'm sure I will if I don't do this now, Amric would, at some point, probably from the curtains in whatever room he's given, or if there are curtains left, he would take them down and he'll wrap them around the front of the shield so the symbol is no longer showing. So that if we do go into town and there's people there...
None of the bedrooms have curtains.
Cool.
None of the bedrooms have windows.
Then any long pieces of fabric that are still intact, if any are...
On the beds, you can pull some of the sheets if you want to.
That'll work.
What were you going to say, Kaporn?
Kaporn's gonna look for any, like, bougie flowers that you could start making, like, a flower crown or something.
There's interesting different types of flowers that are growing here.
He would pass it by Nori first to see if there are poisonous or any strange effects that may occur if he wears said flower.
Doesn't, at least from the ones that you recognize, doesn't seem.
Yeah, when you find Nori, she's already made one.
Someone was, as you guys were looking out, you could see now, though it says hill, it's much closer to a small mountain that you guys are on top of. And though it says city, you don't see any neighboring city. It's only when you get to the front of the house that you guys see sort of emblazoned over the top of the door itself. This keep is considered the city of Borguk.
Oh, wonderful.
And you start to take into account the large tables, the training areas, the overall... A small army could have lived here easily.
Kaporn's like, should we start a small army?
Why do you want a small army?
Kaporn's really thinking, is like, can he start a fandom here and have like his own little groupie, but just to make it sound more official, it's an army.
Sorry, for Amric. Go ahead and...
You know,
go ahead and attune to the Shield of Missile Attraction.
oh, Amric, you can take down those swords now if you wanted to. But Kaporn's also going to be saying, you know, it's funny. It's technically Bryn's house, but I have a master key to it. Hinting at the teleportation circle, but he's like,
Reggie, it's locked, since you don't have any chalk.
And Bryn knows that she could turn it off if she needed to.
Oh, fancy.
It's literally just breaking the outer rim of the circle, which would take about 2 hours from anyone who's got magical talents to redo.
Sorry, my computer died, so we're down to iPad.
No worries. Rashaw's also missing, so we're good.
Oh, I did have a quick suggestion. This is stupid and probably won't work, but could me and Rashi working together with Stone Shape and Fabricate make windows? Taking some time?
Rashi is tapped. She needs a long rest.
I mean, like, in the future.
Possibly. But you get the sense that if Rin was able to magically attune to this entire castle, the castle itself is probably magical to some degree.
That's true.
Well, I was like, Rin, can you try to form a room with your mind?
It's not that magical.
Oh no, she's gonna like pretend to like concentrate.
And you're just thinking.
And just tell him to go check.
An asshole.
Exactly. Just have him go check his room and it'll be the same.
No, tell him to check the dungeon. Yes, I made another room down in the dungeon. Go check it out. Makes him run all the way down all the steps.
Juan doesn't come back up that
Go
night.
far.
So you guys have this. You have all the items. Rashi can ritual cast Identify over the next 2 hours to identify all the items.
We got some time.
Yeah, I mean, if Rachaw's not here, so I can't ask him. But if Rachaw's bringing out all the items,
Yeah. If Richaw does 50-50, we may never see any of that stuff again.
Juan's most interested in the emblem. He says he would, by the way.
Gotcha.
And-
Okay. So after time, the items that you have are the Efficient Quiver. That's the extra dimensional space quiver that can hold a ton of arrows and such. The emblem is the Guardian emblem. You can attach the emblem to a suit of armor or a shield. The emblem has 3 charges. When you are a creature you can see within 30 feet of you suffers a crit while you're wearing the armor or wielding the shield. You can use your reaction to expend 1 charge to turn the crit hit into a normal hit. And the emblem gets charges daily.
Definitely something for Brain, Amric, or Rashi.
Anyone who's right in the thick of it, for sure.
The next thing is the Pearl of Power. Its pearl is on your person. You can use an action to speak its command word and regain 1 expended spell slots. If the expended spell slot was a 4th level or higher, the new slot is 3rd level. And it can be used once per dawn.
Nor your Rashi.
Ooh.
Then a
Nor your
tuned item.
Rashi.
I don't have time to check the 2 minutes now. The next one is the Amulet of Health. Your con score is 19 while you wear the amulet. It has no effect if your con is already 19 or higher without it. That one is attunement.
That one could really go to anyone, but probably the fighters most of all.
I would say Bryn.
Well, a caveat. If you have the amulet, your con is 19. So if you have any bonuses to con, you would lose all your bonuses and all your ASIs that you put towards it because it just makes your con 19. So that's actually probably better for someone who is no con or very low con.
Or someone who has a lot of spells who are concentration.
That
Which
too.
usually the people who have a lot of spells don't have high con.
Juan has a plus.
The next item, Rashaw, you're gonna love. It is the all-purpose toolkit +3.
Was that the toolkit we found in one of the?
Yep.
Okay.
It can transform into any type of artisan's tools of your choice. And whatever form the tool takes, you are proficient with it. While holding the tool, you get +3 bonus to spell attack rolls and saving throw DCs of artificer spells if you're an artificer. But as an action, you can focus on the tool to show that you can forces. Choose a cantrip that you don't know from any class list. For 8 hours, you can cast the cantrip. This is usually only attunable by an artificer, but this one has a caveat that it can be attuned by anyone who is not a wizard, sorcerer, or warlock.
Interesting. So it just excludes the main casters.
Correct.
So Nori couldn't use it.
Yeah, because you have warlocks, so no.
Yep.
Warren, could you?
The next item is hand axe +1. It's a simple one.
We could probably go to Rashi too. I don't really use hand axes.
The next is the battle axe. It is called Hue. It has a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. And it deals maximum damage when the wielder hits a plant creature or an object made of wood. And whoever carries the axe feels uneasy whenever he or she travels through a forest.
So, not for Nori, believe it or not.
I definitely think that should go to Nori. It'll be an interesting personal fight.
Oh yeah, definitely. It fits with her character perfectly.
The next thing is the longsword. It's called Shatter Spike. It's a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls. And if it hits an object, the hit is automatically a crit. And it can deal bludgeoning or slashing, your choice. And any damage from non-magical sources cannot harm the weapon. So it's like a siege weapon.
An object, not a person.
Yes, that's why it's a siege weapon. It does crit damage too. Like if you're trying to knock down a door or something.
Hue and Shatter Spike.
The
Perfect.
Morning Star is a Morning Star +2. And then the Warhammer.
So that will merge in this game. That would be cool.
The Warhammer is called the Sun Forger. It's a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls. As an action, you can hurl the weapon up to 120 feet to a point you can see. When it reaches that point, the weapon vanishes in an explosion, and each creature in a 20-foot radius sphere centered on that point has to make a DC 15 Dex save, or taking 6d6 fire damage on a fail save, or half as much on a successful. Afterward, you can use an action to cause the weapon to reappear in an empty hand. You can't cause it to explode again until you finish a short or long rest. If you don't call the weapon back to your hand, it reappears at the point where it exploded when you are no longer attuned to it, or when 24 hours have passed.
Wow.
Oh.
And that's it. That and all the money.
What about the nice little gem?
That was the Amulet of Health. Or no, that was the the spell
that
gem.
was-
Spell gem.
Okay.
Well, for Spell Gem, Nori gets spells back on a short rest, or some, so it might be good to give it to Perrin, honestly.
Yeah, spell gem can contain one spell from any class's spell list. You become aware of the spell when you learn the gem's property. While holding the gem, you can cast the spell from it as an action if you know the spell or if the spell is on your class's spell list. Doing so doesn't require any components and doesn't require attunement. The spell then disappears from the gem. The spell is of a higher level than you can normally cast. You must make an ability check using your spell casting ability to determine whether you cast it successfully. The DC equals 10 plus the spell's level. On a failed check, the spell disappears from the gem with no other effect. Each spell gem has a maximum level for the spell it can store. The spell level determines the gem's rarity and the stored spell saving throw, DC, and attack bonus as shown in the spell gem table. You can view the gem with a spell if you're attuned to it and it's empty. To do so, you cast the spell while holding the gem. The spell is stored in the gem instead of having any effect. Casting the spell must require either 1 action or 1 minute or longer. The spell's levels must be no higher than the gem's max. The spell belongs to the School of Abjuration, requires material components that are consumed. You must provide the components, but they can be worth half as much as normal. Once imbued with the spell, the gem can't be imbued again until the next day.
So, like, for say, Kaporan could imbue it with teleportation circle? No. Or is teleportation considered?
And the rarity that you guys have is Ruby, which means it holds an 8th level spell in it.
Holy shit!
Can Kaporan have the gem? Okay.
Do we know what spell it is? Or does it not have a spell yet?
You have to attune to it to find out. Rashi kind of like finish after the identify goes and tells everybody, and you say that, Kapoor, and she looks at your loot and then looks at you and then turns to you, Nori, and goes, so which one of us is gonna have it?
Is an excellent point, Rashi.
Why did you have to say something, Alex, in the corner?
To be fair, Kaporan, it did blast out 2 guiding bolts. I blasted out 2 guiding bolts from your loot while I was playing you.
Oh. Were they the a crit?
No, but together they did like 45 damage.
The first guiding bolt, the loot shot was a crit, and that was amazing.
Let's see. So it holds a spell. It's an 8th level spell. I feel bad because I don't want to like ask for everything because it's kind of metagamey that Rashi will be here.
I mean,
Can
you
Rashi
guys
be-
still have Rashi here. I'm playing her.
That's true.
I mean, if we are trying to do what we're doing for Rashi, can Rashi become the Hassle Forger? Like, we could build her a forge in here.
I mean, it really comes down to attuning stuff, and I've only got these goggles that I'm attuned to.
That's true. I don't think I'm attuned to anything.
Okay,
Or you could put it on.
Yeah, I don't have a single attuned item.
I have
Man.
3.
Man, if this thing ends up having conjure animals in it, I'm gonna be pissed. As the
There's,
DM.
do you know if the Guardian Ember was whatchamacallit, attunement?
Guardian Emblem?
Ember, or yeah, emblem. Sorry, I was reading it from the Zoom chat.
My mistake. Sorry.
It
What
is
is the
attunement.
Well,
And it's a cleric or paladin attunement.
Oof.
Ooh, we can give that to Rashi.
Yeah, so I'll be Rashi
Rashi, you fucking want it?
if she wants it. Nope. Oh, settled at the next town. Suppose. Yeah, Emmerich will just let everyone else divide up the items though. However, he does want one of the weapons, for sure.
One would ask for the plus 19 or the 19 Constitution, that item.
I'm just thinking about
That's the
concentration.
Amulet of Health.
So that'll be the Amulet of Health.
Yeah. Let's see. Because as spellcast, my goodness. I want it, but I also don't want to be greedy.
Is
Say
our
it again?
mornings?
Sorry.
Are Morning Stars one-handed weapons?
Typically.
So what were you saying, Kabarin?
I said, Nora, you've been through a lot. Feel free to make a choice. I mean, pick something for yourself. Warren whispering.
Yeah,
in your-
Morning Stars are one-handed.
Warren kind of whispers over to Nori, I would choose the gem.
And you suck at whispering.
I'll definitely take the gem. Because I feel like highest passive and the one
Go
of the
ahead and
primary
justify it
spell
any way you want,
characters.
Nori. As she throws you the gem.
This is my out of character justifying it. This is not Nori. This is me being slightly metagaming. Get off my back. I'm
Bryn,
cold.
We're the two frontline fighters. Do you have a preference for which weapon you take?
Yeah, I think we should give the spell gem to Amrit.
The one who learned spell magic for just a quick moment before getting it taken away from him again.
Yeah, that's so mean, Nori.
You had magic for. Nori looks instantly very pissed.
My 12 hours with magic were very fun.
Ooh, but Shaw would be nasty with the spell gem. Depends what spells inside.
Does Rachel roll stealth and disappear with the gem?
I don't have roll 20 up, so I can't look at anything.
Anyway.
Did you ask me something? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was asking. Amric asked Bryn if she had a preference for which weapon she wanted before he tried to take one.
You have the battle axe, the long sword, and the warhammer, and the hand axe.
And the Morning Star.
yes.
No. No, I don't.
We don't have to decide it all now.
Yeah, for the sake of everything, the list is up. Everyone knows what everything is, so things can be divvied up in between sessions. We should go ahead and call it there for the night so Nori doesn't freeze to death.
It's like 40 degrees. I'm dying.
All right,
Go
so
inside.
any clarifications or questions that you guys need?
Nothing that we can't DM about.
No, thank you for the castle.
Yeah?
Yep.
All right, guys, so with that, if you do have any questions, feel free to message me, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If I don't talk to you all before then, have a great week, and we'll be back on Thursday, at least most of us.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I'll be.
Okay?
Okay.
Alrighty, guys, have a great night.
Night,
Night.
y'all.
Right. Oh, that was fine. I'm gonna level up.
Thank you all for those to stay with us. Have a great night. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. noticed a little thing between you and Brett.
What?
Nothing.
No matter what happens, I want you all to stay together, and I want you to do what you need to do to get out of here. Don't worry about me. Help as you can if you can. But mostly worry about yourselves, okay?
I'm not leaving you alone. You can do this.
If anything happens, I want to know that you will be okay.
I'll be safe.